Good evening. You are streaming live at Chandler High School, a big-time matchup with big ramifications. It's the battle for Arizona Avenue between the Chandler Wolves and the Hamilton Huskies. My name is Jared Cohen, alongside former ASU and NFL offensive lineman Scott Peters. And Scott, man, this is as good of an environment as you'll see at any level of football. Steve Nash is getting his jersey retired or a Ring of Honor tonight, and I don't think it's going to be sold out because I think everyone else in the city is here right now.
It's awesome. I mean, it's a great environment for football. It's nice to see in Arizona because Arizona high school football is really coming out. And I think these two programs are obviously tops and rivals. And, I mean, the implications are pretty big right now heading into the playoffs. But this is the last game here, so these guys they want blood. I know Hamilton wants blood, but there's plenty of bad blood to go around, so it should be exciting.
No question. You mentioned Hamilton wants blood. This was a rivalry that was really one-sided for a really long time, Scott. Hamilton owned this for years, but 4 of the last 5 matchups between these two teams have gone to Chandler, so it's kind of been a switching of the guard, and Hamilton wants to get a stranglehold back in their direction.
Well, I think it's a good point, and it's a commitment from the community of Chandler, including the school district, for putting together these incredible teams. There's not just Chandler and Hamilton. There's others like Fashion, very doing well. Other programs within this community. Football is a very important thing here in Chandler, and you got to credit Sean Aquano, who's done an outstanding job with the program, and they're really operating at a high level. And I think Hamilton is not enjoying the same level of success that they have. Obviously 9-0. The point is they're not. The competition has improved as well.
Both these teams have not lost a game in the state of Arizona this season. Chandler does have one loss in the year, but that was at the hands of Bishop Gorman back on week 2 of the season for them. It was after they played Pinnacle in week 1. We're going to have the starting the national anthem here in just a minute, and so we'll take a quick break and send it down to the Hamilton Band. Shout out to the Hamilton Band, a great national anthem. We're about a minute away from kickoff, Scott. Again, big matchup between the two teams. No losses on the year for Hamilton, 1 on the year for Chandler. That was to Bishop Gorman. Let's talk about some keys to this game. And these are two teams that really want this one. It's bragging rights on the line. For Hamilton, it's a chance to avenge the state championship loss from last season. So what are some keys for this game in particular that will be a big reason for a success for either team?
Normally I would say that we look at the technical matchups and the player matchups, but in this case we're talking about a rivalry game with a lot on the line and emotion, a lot of emotion. I think you look at the high school level, that's where the game is really exciting because it's about emotion. You operate on momentum. So whoever can come out here and really kick this thing off first and fast has a good chance to win the game. I think it's going to, if we go back and forth, I just think that there's so much talent on the field being featured tonight by both teams. It's just going to see who shows up and plays. That sounds like a very generic answer.
Oh,
it's only because
it's because it's a fact.
It's a fact, you don't know what will happen here. But I'm excited about this football game.
Now, there's some health issues when you look at the Chandler side of the football for one of the main athletes on the field for either team, N'Keal Harry, who announced earlier this week that he's going to be making his commitment this coming Monday. He will not be in action tonight because he is still nursing an ankle. Coach Iguano told me earlier this week that it might be okay to play on it. However, they've got some big games coming up with the playoffs starting after this week, so he's going to sit out tonight. But at the same time, Chase Lucas, running back, has been out since that Bishop Gorman game. He played 8 snaps last week in a win, but it was really just kind of a feeling out process to get him used to the speed. This will be his first full game back since that injury.
Well, it's good timing for him to come back, and I think a lot of people are excited to watch him play tonight. Having him in the lineup, they haven't had that feature back, but now they're going to have that in Chase Lucas. So I think there's if they can keep that guy moving and running hard and getting positive yards, it'll definitely help their cause here tonight.
You mentioned a couple quarterbacks off the top. You mentioned Travis Lockhart. And he's going up against Mason Moran. Those are two of the best quarterbacks in the state of Arizona, both with college offers. Mason Moran, he's committed to Oregon State. Travis Lockhart, he's looking Ivy League. He's also picked up some Division II offers as well. When you got two next-level quarterbacks going up against one another, you've got the blueprint for a fun game to watch at the end of the day.
Not to mention the defensive players that they got to deal with on the other side. I mean, especially the pass rush, both sides of the ball. I mean, number 93 for Hamilton, Garrett Rand. I mean, that guy's they call him the man child, but he's pretty much he's a savage, a large man with a beard, and he's strong and physical.
And how about this? We got bodies flying out of the sky with parachutes, bringing in the game ball. I mean, only at the Battle for Arizona Avenue would this happen.
It's awesome. It's an amazing atmosphere for high school football.
It's amazing. It's really cool. So we've got people flying in, bringing the game ball, bringing the flags, represented, coming in from the sky. That's pretty exciting.
What do we got now?
We got someone else coming in right now with the Chandler High School flag. Coming in hot. And lands right at the 50-yard line. Hey, have you ever jumped out of a plane?
No.
And do you have any intentions of wanting to do so?
No, I don't. I'm not sure I qualify for the weight limit. It looks like fun, but I've done enough crazy things with my body,
Yeah, sure. So Scott, I mean, the people are very familiar with the U of A ASU rivalry. Before kickoff for that game, how did you keep your emotions in check to focus on execution more so than just the emotions that are involved in a game, which is what these guys are dealing with right now?
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the fun of high school football. Because when you have players, these are kids, they're having fun out there, and they're thriving on emotion. So emotion can be good for you. I mean, when you have things going your way, you have to really capitalize on momentum, but you got to take the good with the bad and not allow it to, bad things are going to happen in the game, so you got to stay focused. When you got to the college level, it's a little higher up from the high school level in terms of the emotions that players bring. It's where I should say the emotions are a little more developed there because you have a job to do. You get the NFL, you're down by 2 touchdowns. There is no emotion. You just got to go out and do your job.
You got to earn your paycheck.
In this case, so this is what's so much fun. I mean, I enjoyed high school football so much when I played and watching these kids come out. It's such a big deal for them, and I'm excited for the electric action that's right now.
Now, Scott, you do a lot of, and we'll talk about this over the course of the broadcast, but you do a lot of work around the Valley, but particularly in the Chandler School District, working with a lot of the offensive linemen on technique and different fundamentals that can help them for success. When you've worked with these two teams, what have you found different and what separates them compared to some of the other schools around the state?
Well, these guys are coached very, very well. I mean, I've had a chance to run a company called Safe Football. It's actually a program that's a performance-based program. We teach all positions. We start with teaching the coaches. So we actually trained Chandler and Hamilton along with the other schools in the Chandler Unified District now for their 4th year next year. Other districts have adopted around the state. We've got about 60 schools, but these guys, I mean, there's so many programs. So far ahead of the curve. I mean, these are people on these staffs that know football well enough to go coach at a high level Division I program. And that's the truth. They're very smart people. They know football. They're dedicated to winning. And they have the support system behind it with the school district. Part of the school is the athletic director. I can't say enough good about him. I think he was a big part of the success here of both programs and the district as a whole. It's really good for the state of Arizona because I think they're raising the bar for all their programs. We go out to Texas too, and I'll tell you what, everybody talks about Texas high school football. This is
And it's been a large part because of what these two programs have been able to accomplish. Getting ready to kick things off here from Austin Field on the campus of Chandler High School. The Wolves will receive to start the game. They got their guy, Chase Lucas, back in uniform. He's going to be back there to receive. TJ Green, who did a phenomenal job in Chase Lucas's absence, will also be back to receive. The Huskies will kick it away. The Huskies in the regular season matchup between these two teams got down early and were really never able to get themselves above water. They played from behind the whole time, and they're going to want to get out to a fast start with Chandler on offense first. They'll look to get a stop and turn things around and maybe score first. Senior Dylan Brown, Scott talked about him at the top of the broadcast. He can kick it away, and he kicks it to the 10-yard line, played by Green. He looks midfield, now cuts back down the sideline. He's got a block, and he's got some space. TJ Green crosses the 40, gets a block, across the 30, and down at the 20-yard line.
Wow, what a great run. What a great run. He took his time. He was patient. He let those holes open up. And Hamilton kicked that heavy swift kick, and he caught that line drive right in the chest. It was a great catch, and didn't allow the Hamilton kickoff coverage team to get down there and fill those lanes. So nice return by Chandler to start the game.
TJ Green, a large part of why Chandler did not miss a step when Chase Lucas went down with injury, playing the running back position, returns the ball all the way to Hamilton's 25-yard line on the opening kickoff. Quarterback Mason Moran, the senior, Chandler High School. And he'll start with 2 to the right, 1 to the left. He'll hand the ball off. No, he'll fake it to Green and looks to dump it off, but the pass is incomplete.
Yeah, that was a zone read. These guys are good at that. Hamilton was ready for it. I mean, these guys see it at their own practices every day. That Hamilton defense is real tough. They play very well as a unit.
Taj DiCarrier, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Hamilton 25-yard line. We mentioned Hamilton got off to a very slow start. The regular season meeting between these two, they really want to avoid that. Got away from their game plan and had to play from behind. They want to get a stop here, maybe force it at most 3 in this situation. Lucas in motion. They hand it off to Green. He's got some space up the middle, down inside the 10-yard line. TJ Green, the junior, making his presence felt here early in this game.
That was a nice run there and a nice option. With that read option deal, I mean, you got so many choices to make this happen. Now they're in the hurry up, trying to take advantage of the momentum.
Moran's going to have 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Micah Reed Campos in the backfield. Fake the handoff to Lucas. Moran up the middle, and he's in for 6. Mason Moran, the senior quarterback, gets the Chandler Wolves on the board first. What an efficient drive.
That's an outstanding play fake there by Moran, and with that fly sweep, he stretched the defense and runs it right up the middle. I mean, that was a very well run play, and surprisingly, run it right through the middle there with Garrett Rand, the big three technique for Hamilton didn't have a chance.
The Hamilton defense is what separated them and what's had them unblemished to this point in the season. The extra point is up and good. So with 11:24 left here in the first quarter, the Chandler Wolves get a touchdown on their opening drive of the game. And LaDonte Holmes, the one that kicks through the extra point. And
so we're talking about momentum, right? We just talked about that. It looks like obviously Chandler came out ready, they came out swinging and ready to mark. So what Hamilton has to do, just got to calm down, and this team's going to have to, over the course of 4 quarters, to know that. So they got to kind of flow their emotions and come back and get disciplined. And the defensive front there did not look really good, but I think they got taken by surprise. And you have to remember this is a long game. So these kids need to come back and stay focused. Chandler really hoping to capitalize on that kind of momentum.
the running game is so crucial to Hamilton, and they had a tough blow. Their running back Rico Tipton went down with an injury just before the start of the season, so they've had to have a couple guys step up. Seniors Austin Lowe and Rashad Williams have had nice years, and then a young man by the name of Jawar Jordan, who is back to receive this kickoff right now, just a sophomore. Scott, he had over 30 touchdowns at freshman ball last year. He was dominant. They were wondering how his game, the coaching staff wasn't. He was wondering how it would translate to this level, and he hasn't skipped a beat. And they're avoiding him on the kickoff. That's Caleb Pitts who returns it. Now he's got a lot of space. He cuts a middle back to the sidelines across the 45 towards midfield. But Caleb Pitts with a nice return, a nice response there on special teams.
It's an interesting kick there too. I think that you were trying to avoid number 25 Jordan on that because the guy's 4.340. I mean, he knows a 4.340.
A legit 4.3, yeah, that's what Coach Bellis was saying.
Didn't anticipate that kicking the off returner, so he made a nice return there for Hamilton.
So we'll see here if Hamilton can respond on offense. Travis Lockhart, senior quarterback, having a very, very nice, efficient season for the Huskies in his last year in a Hamilton uniform. He'll have one to the right, two backs behind him. They hand the ball off to Rashad Williams. The edge is cut off, cuts back up the middle, and gets across midfield, a gain of about 6.
It was a G-scheme play off the left side there, and it looked like it was really a broken play. Chandler had a lot of penetration there. Should have broke the play, but it was a nice run, nice gain, and good vision, 15 yards after the bad play.
Good awareness, good vision from Rashad Williams, the senior, on first down. They'll credit him with 5 yards on that first down run. And with just under 11 minutes left here in the first quarter, it's 2nd and 5 for Hamilton. Lockhart will have 2 to the left, 1 to the right, man in motion. And they'll pitch it. This is Jordan. He's got some speed, a block ahead of him, trying to get to the edge, and he'll just run out of bounds. Nice job by the front 7 of the Chandler Wolves to cut off the edge and force Jordan out of bounds. Gain of about 1 on the play.
That's another glimpse of Jordan there. That first glimpse of Jordan, that's the kid we talked about. It's 4.340 according to Coach Bellis. I mean, he's trying to take it out the edge, but Chandler did a great job pursuing and maintaining line of scrimmage. That kid's not very big, you know, so he's like he's running for his life a little bit. I think at more maturity, he might try to turn out to make a cut.
Yeah, he's slight. He's a slight player, but he's young. He's about 15, 16 years old. He'll have time. If you add some size to that natural speed, he could be a special player. Williams going along the edge. He'll have enough for a first down, but more on his horse. Across the 35-yard line to about the 30. It's a first down for Hamilton.
That was a great play. That was an away play. Chandler defense bit on the play fake, basically inside zone to the right. The whole defense in front moving, and they were able to cut back and get around the edge.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Hamilton from the 32-yard line of the Chandler Wolves. Doing the ball on the ground, moving the ball on the ground is what they do best on offense. And they can throw it when they need to. Lockhart's got a very solid arm, and he's back to throw. He's going to look across his body to the far side. Incomplete. Hamilton fans wanted some contact, but
Yeah, they looked like it could have gone either way, but sometimes it's nice when the officials don't come out throwing flags and much these kind of games.
absolutely couldn't agree more. The intended receiver on the play was number 81, Ian Anderson, the 6'3 senior. He looks bigger than that. We're up high here, but he looks bigger than 6'3". He's got a presence out there. There's some big receivers on this Hamilton team.
Hammon's pretty big themselves. They got one of the best kids there.
Lockhart, they set up a screen. That ball is caught by Jordan.
Now that was a late hit on the quarterback there. Chandler got lucky on that screen, but we're trying to take advantage of that fast, heavy upfield flow, that penetration by number 11.
Yeah, yeah.
Shot. He's an outstanding pass rusher. He's committed to Oregon State. I think he leads the state in sacks. I believe he has 10 or 11 sacks in defensive end. So he does very well. At least he leads Division I football here at state. Like I said, this game is featuring a lot of future stars of Division I football.
It's fun. It's fun to say you watched them back when. This is one of those games. It's a big 3rd and 9 right here. The Chandler Wolves looking to stall this Hamilton drive, the first offensive drive of the game for the Huskies. And there's a flag as the ball is snapped, and it looks like it's going to be a false start on Hamilton, which is a tough blow on this drive.
Yeah, you can't afford to do that. These penalties kill you in these kind of games. I mean, it's hard enough to get a first down and work for 10. These guys now have a 3rd and long situation, and you can expect more pressure.
So after the penalty, it'll be 3rd down and 14.
Chandler brought up Mike linebacker blitz there, but they didn't do it sustained, so we'll see if they can pressure this time. 3 down front.
3rd and 14, 9.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Big play here early for Hamilton. Lockhart steps up in the pocket. He's going to air it out. He's got Pitts downfield. Can't haul it in. Incomplete at the pylon. Good coverage downfield by the Wolves, throwing into double coverage, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Quarterback did a very nice job stepping up there for pressure. These guys are coming off. They brought a 4-man rush.
That's solid for the high school level. That's as good as any you'll see.
They are going to go for it.
Kind of in that.
Watch a blitz get kick here. He might try to pin him inside. Quarterback's deep.
No, they're going to throw it. Back to throw is Lockhart. Downfield, almost intercepted on the far side. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
You know, they're kind of in that range, though, where they don't know they can make the field goal. Figure even if they get 10 yards, they don't get the first down. At least they're pinning Chandler inside. But you got to be smarter about those throws. You can't try to force things in these games. These guys will beat you up.
Kyrie Woods, the San Diego State commit, was there on the coverage. And that was one of those things where a little outside of field goal range, not giving the Wolves horrible field position. It's you go for it. But it backfires, and a tough break for Hamilton, who moved the chains a couple times on that first drive. Now a big drive for Hamilton's defense. They don't want to go down by 2 scores. Moran has Chase Lucas in motion. He's back to throw. He's looking downfield. That ball's complete to Colby Taylor, and he's got some room to run. Breaks a tackle and steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line into Husky territory, and this Wolves offense is a well-oiled machine here early.
That's a great route there, run, and a great play just across the board. I mean, they do so many things that can hurt you. It's very hard to protect all the doors here. And what they didn't get very much big of a pass rush. Hamilton's going to have to be better to pressure out on this quarterback.
Moran keeps it, swings it out to Lucas. Lucas almost falls to a knee, gets up and crosses the original line of scrimmage inside the 30-yard line. That's the first touch of the game for Chase Lucas. Going back to that last play, though, Colby Taylor's going to see a lot of action. N'Keal Harry is out with injury, and not that Taylor hasn't been a great option before that injury happened, but he might have more of a microscope on him here tonight. 2nd and 8 for Chandler. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Moran, play action, swings it out. That's Taylor. And a nice tackle right there on the far side.
Outstanding play there. Stepping up and making that play. Chandler's going to do this to you. They're going to hit you with these short passes. They're going to hit you with a lot of things. You can't predict what they're going to do. They have so many attacks and a lot of talent to go.
Eric Michael Gonzalez, the outside linebacker, keeps Colby Taylor in his grasp, and that'll bring up a big 3rd and 11. They'll throw it, and it's complete, but short of a first down.
Well, they're facing now a long field goal, too. See what decision they make. Coach Warner decides to do. They're going to line up offensive formation. They got 4th and looks like about 7.
Yeah, they'll call it 4th and 6.5 here on 4th down.
This is where you look for another boots kick. I mentioned that with Hamilton pulling that. But when the quarterback gets a little deep, you kind of anticipate it might be a boots kick here.
Back to throw is Moran. He's going to swing it out to Lucas. Lucas got some space. Crosses the 20. Has first down yardage inside to about the 12-yard line. You get it to your playmaker, and he makes a play. That's a first down just outside the goal line for the Wolves.
It's unacceptable by Hamilton. I mean, you can't give him that kind of blanket there. I mean, you got to give him that kind of a buffer zone to make that work. If it's 7 or 6 yards, they got it. You got to come up strong.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 11. They're going to hand the ball off. Well, inside run, and there's a nice job by the interior line of Hamilton to stuff him in his tracks.
Yeah, that was a linebacker coming through on the backside. It was a nice play that he shot the gap like this. Nice play on the backside.
So it's 2nd and 8 from the 9. They got to get to the 1 for the first down. There's Green. Green's got some room, and he's in for the score. TJ Green, he's making his presence felt early in this game on special teams and with the ball in his hands. That's a touchdown for the Wolves, and they take a 13-0 lead.
Nice gap scheme play right in the A-gap there. They ran a guard trap, kicked out the end, and they ran right up the middle. Looked like I could have ran into that hole. They're coming up early here big. Chandler is. Flag down on the point after.
So that's going to send them back for the extra point, make it a 10-yard penalty. And you don't want to make silly errors in a game like this.
Yeah, so that was more as opposed to silly. That guy got violated or something. He got pushed back. It's like it was all over.
It's LaDonte Holmes. The kick is up, and it's no good. So we'll see if that penalty can come back to bite the Wolves.
Gutsy call by Coach Guano going for that on fourth down. I mean, they got it. You know, I got to say, I mean, that's poor defense by Hamilton for allowing that to happen. Playing so soft, and we got 6 yards to go. I think Hamilton's going to have to do the rest of that. That 1 point there makes a big difference in these kind of ball games. You can't count on Hamilton at all. Chandler's really coming out strong here. That's the momentum you want in this kind of game. You've got home field advantage. A lot of rivalry, that's what we talked about. This is a football game. Hamilton needs to settle in and start to play this game. I mean, they're going to have to take it by surprise here.
That's Scott Peters. I'm Jared Cohen here from Austin Field in Chandler High School, as the Wolves have an early 13-0 lead over the Hamilton Huskies. Hamilton was able to move the ball pretty well in their first drive, but got stalled because they turned it over on downs. The Wolves able to answer. Jawar Jordan doesn't catch the ball, but he picks it up, and now he'll run with it. And he's got some speed. Don't let him get out in the open. Gets to the 25-yard line where he's taken down, and the Hamilton offense will take over. And the Huskies were able to move the ball on the ground running it. Rashad Williams had a couple nice runs on that last drive. They'll want to continue that and try to dictate the pace of this game, Scott.
Yeah, they got to get a little continuity. They got to get some rhythm going here. This is smart football. Very well coached on both sides.
Lockhart, they'll hand the ball off to Jordan. He's coming around the outside, and he's just going to run out of bounds at about the 26-yard line for a gain of 1 on the play. And it looks like the Chandler linebacker's doing a nice job of staying home when he gets the ball going to the outside.
You know, we get number 25. He's a young kid. He's only a sophomore, right? He's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of room to grow. But if I'm blocking for him, I'm telling him to turn up, go to the ground, and turn north and south. Got to be more than 3 yards from that down.
This is his first taste of the Battle of Arizona Avenue. He's getting his feet wet a little bit.
He sees the big guys across the way. He's a little bit out of the way.
Wolves, a lot of guys on the line showing blitz. They're going to swing it out to the outside. It's complete to Pitts, who does a nice job. He's close to the first down marker.
You know, what struck him on that was actually number 25, Jordan. He just redeemed himself. In my opinion.
Okay.
Great block on the outside to spring that run there. It looks like close to a first down. They got about 2 to go.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 2.
You know, Hamilton does an excellent job of getting the ball out. They throw a lot of three-step drops. It's very good. The quarterback's very good at getting the ball in his hands. Those quick passes.
3rd and 2. 6:48 left here in the opening quarter.
Formation changes here.
Anderson on the near side. They're going to hand it off to Williams. Williams tries to power his way through, but it looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, the referee, the spot looks a little short there, and I don't think he got it. So he's going to have to punt here. They ran a G scheme off the left side again, and Chandler's defense is stout. They're really pushing upfield and breaking that stuff down.
And they've got some horses there on that front with Chisholm, Manoa, and Sparrow.
They're coming back offensively. You know, look for a potential hard count here. Quarterback sneak based on the formation and running back.
They hand it off, and he's stuffed initially at the line of scrimmage, but it looks like a second effort will be enough for a first down.
I just can't understand why that. You know, how much is Jordan? He's got to be 145 pounds.
He's listed at 165.
I guess the thinking there by Coach Pellis is too small. He increased the gap there, but interesting call because the little guy might have it next year. They got the first down.
Moving the chains. So it's 1st and 10 for the Huskies from their own 35.5-yard line.
Conversation in the backfield. Looks like a potential equipment timeout here.
And it was Jordan who was the ball carrier on that last play. having a helmet issue, so he's going to have to take himself out of the game for this play. And that's normally a smart thing. So Michael Parenti, the senior, will check in for him on this play. With 5:35 left here in the opening quarter, the Wolves have broken out to a 13-0 lead, and the Huskies needing to respond here early. Two to the right, it's Anderson and Lassiter, and they hand the ball off. That's Parenti, and he is stuffed. That's Ian Sparrow right there, making a big-time hit to stuff him at the point of attack.
These games, I mean, you got to play physical. And the team that comes to play is going to win these games. It all takes place in the trenches here. I mean, you got a lot of push. We changed line of scrimmage. Chandler did, and we're not getting a whole lot of continuity here offensively. I mean, they need to control this line of scrimmage if they haven't had a chance to win.
Loss of a yard on that play. We'll credit Parker Henley, the junior, with the tackle on that play, making a nice defensive play right there. They'll spread it out here on second down. Lockhart's going to tuck it and run, and he's just going to slide, and that's going to draw a flag.
Rightfully so. You know, that's just a dumb thing to do. I mean, the guy's going down. Obviously, his quarterback is sliding. You want to take a shot on him. You want to try to weaken the team, but come on, man, you're inserting yourself here.
Yeah, Hamilcar Rashed.
You just can't do that these days. You can't take a shot.
Nope, and
It's debatable.
yeah.
You watch NFL games, you're like, wow, defenders have a really big conscience of that.
But
Trying to clean up the game a little bit. Not a smart move by the player.
Lockhart did slide, and Rashed gave him a little shove after he was on the ground. It's a 15-yard first down on the penalty on what was about to be a 3rd and long for Hamilton. So with just under 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, it's a fresh set of downs from midfield for Hamilton. In motion, it's Pitt. That's Williams downfield for a first down run.
Again, he ran a play fake to the right. The whole offensive line moved to the right, looked like an inside zone, and he ended on the way play. And number 20 again breaks the edge and made a nice run. That was the second run tonight that they had positive yards from the 20 exact play.
Gain of 15 on first down for Rashad Williams, who's having a very nice first quarter for Hamilton. And it's the lone back this time. It's going to be Jordan. They'll send a man in motion. They'll pitch it to Jordan. He cuts to the middle and bumped to the sidelines. Took a nice hit there. Maybe that's that hit that he needs to get out of the way.
Yeah, you know, it's inevitable when you get hit this game. You're going to get wet when you jump in the pool. But, this is a very physical game. You know, the last play I was talking about when number 20 took it off the left side for that big gain. Smart play by Hamilton. I mean, Chandler's defense is a fast, slow defense, and how do you physically and fast? They're going to pull the ball, and they're also leave themselves exposed in those plays and misdirection plays.
2nd and 8. 2-yard gain for Jordan. He remains the lone back in the backfield. 3 receivers are set. One is motion. That's Williams. And they're going to hand it off to Jordan on looks like a draw play, and he stumbles.
Yeah, they ran a spread protection draw, so basically trying to draw the defense out. Hamilton does a lot of this with the sprint out, with the quarterback to move the pocket and usually throw the ball, but there was a change-up on the draw, but Jordan didn't keep his feet.
So they're going to lose a few yards on that play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 from the 37, and this is right where they were on their first drive of the game, where it stalled and they turned it over on downs. It's like a bunch formation. Now they'll spread it out. Lockhart's back to throw. Steps in the pocket, middle of the field, and it's incomplete.
Lockhart's got happy feet here already. He senses that pass rush, which is brutal there coming off by Chandler. And now they're finding themselves in the 4th and 12, and he's got to settle his feet and throw better balls than that if he wants to win this game. He's got to settle down a little bit.
Kyler Burke was the intended receiver. 4th and 12, Hamilton from the Chandler 37-yard line, trailing 13-0 here in the opening quarter. And once again, kind of in that place where too far for a field goal, but still on the Chandler side of the football field, so they're going to go for it.
Four-man rush here.
Lockhart with time, throws, and it's complete down the middle of the field and room to run and down inside the 10-yard line. A big-time play in this game. Pitch and catch for a big gain from Lockhart to Chance Brewington, the junior. 21-yard gain, and it's almost first and goal for Hamilton.
Big for Hamilton. They needed that. Good job by the quarterback. Stepping up and stepping into his throw there.
And
Off the left side. Now they started to come alive a little bit, looking a little more physical there up front offensively.
that was Kyler Burke on the carry right there, getting it down to about the 4 or 5 yard line. Second and goal. Hand the ball off to Williams. Got a blocker. Dives forward. Touchdown, Hamilton.
Very nice play there. Running back by committee with Hamilton as they've done all season, and these guys are starting to chip away. They're starting to get into their rhythm a little bit here. Good to see. I want to see everybody wants to see a good game. You know?
No question about it. And Rashad Williams is ensuring the fact that this could be a good one here. He has had a nice first quarter, and he gets a touchdown right there, cuts the lead in half, and now the extra point pending here for Dylan Brown with 3:08 left here in the first quarter. Snap is good, kick is good. So 3:08 left here in the first quarter.
Got a good ball game going here. Got a good ball game. Good to see Hamilton respond like they did, and got a couple breaks there in the last drive. I mean, to find themselves in fourth and long and still converting, it's a big deal. They needed that because you feel the momentum come back. Like I said, momentum in this kind of game is so important. These are kids. They don't, they manage. On the plus side, it can really be a positive thing for your team if you use that momentum to your advantage. But on the downside, these kids are kids,
Yeah.
You gotta, when they have a bad play, you gotta get over it. That's good to see Hamilton respond. I think that's a good plus for the leadership.
And how about the gutsy throw and catch from Lockhart to Brewington to get it into deep into Chandler territory on 4th and 12, which leads to that Rashad Williams touchdown. That could be a pivotal point in this game because, hey, if you don't convert that play, it could go back the other way.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the danger of going for it in fourth and long. But you know what Hamilton has to do is be smarter about protecting the ball. And they can't come into these, they can't use yardage and get into these third and longs or even fourth and long situations.
Brown's kick is a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Chandler with 3:08 left here in the first quarter.
Chandler really set the tone, and they've been dominating line of scrimmage offensively. And you expect to see some changes here by Hamilton defense. They're not going to line up and just let you get up and dash like you expect some moves. They've done a nice job all season. Against Centennial, we've got one of the most physical fronts in football. I've been up against some college teams.
Sure, and they did an amazing job against that great offensive line.
Brilliant strategy by the defensive coordinator for Hamilton by just got to move the line. You can't beat it one-on-one. You can beat it systematically.
On 1st and 10, it's a handoff to Chase Lucas. A flag comes in as Lucas gets to just about the 30-yard line, and it looks like a cut block is called. So that'll send him back 10 yards. 1st and 20 from their own 11. Moran is going to keep it himself, and he's drilled in the backfield. No safety is called. Looked like it might have been a manual by-arm.
Well, I was noticing that the splits, if you watch the splits on that play between the guard and center, I think it was about a 4-foot split. Good if you want to gas the defense, but it's also opens you up for penetration, and that's what happened. He was right on instantaneously. And Chandler's facing now a second and very long. Not good for their offense coming out. They are overcoming this play.
2nd and 25 from their own 5. Moran standing in his own end zone. You're going to hand the ball off. That's Reed Campos.
The helmet popped off. This whole game. He had it's like the linebacker from the just got his helmet popped off. That was a nice play making that overthrow top.
Yeah.
These guys are dangerous. You know, when we give you a two-man front like that, down line, you got a bunch of small guys in there. You might as well gash them up the middle when you got that kind of talent. Nice opening to the top for the rest. Minimizing that game there by defense.
Under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. 3rd and 21 for the Chandler Wolves. This could be a big stop for the Huskies, who went down 2 scores early but got a big touchdown there on their last offensive possession. Moran is going to air it out. Underthrown, and it's caught! Unbelievable catch at the 40-yard line by Chase Lucas.
Hamilton brought pressure off the right side, and quarterback is hit as he throws the ball. But that was really a jump ball. Anybody could have got that. And Hamilton, quite frankly, should have had that interception.
Looked like the free safety, Satchel Escalante, was going to pick that off, and Chase Lucas came out of nowhere. They hand the ball off to Reed Campos, who won't get any yards on that run. But welcome back to the field, Chase Lucas. My goodness, big play in this game.
You know, when you watch him run, though, you got to wrap his head. These guys that run and break through files for big yardage. Good job by him to stuff it out. He's got to wrap up.
Under a minute left here in this first quarter. Lucas scanning the field, complete across midfield to about the 47-yard line. And a late flag comes in at the end of that play.
Here we go. We got a physical game here. It looks like Chandler's celebrating. Looks like they're going to probably penalize Hamilton's defense and on their defense.
Johnny Johnson, the one that makes that catch, that's his first of the game. Johnny Johnson's a great story. And they're calling a personal foul on the Hamilton Huskies. So instead of being at the 45, they go all the way to the 30-yard line on that pass play, plus the penalty. 32-yard line to be exact.
That's indicative of this rivalry. I mean, these teams absolutely hate each other. Coaches, players. Of course, they love the contest, but there's a lot of passion out there. You respect that. You got to calm that down.
Morano keeping himself, but nowhere to go.
Darren Rand is going to Wisconsin on a full scholarship. Defensive tackle started here for Hamilton for 3 years. A man among boys. He looks like a man. He looks older than me.
He has all the Hamilton weightlifting records.
Yeah.
And there's guys like Kristen Westerman, who's at ASU, who's a monster that came through this program, and Casey Tucker, who's at Stanford. This guy owns all the records in the Hamilton book.
I think he has a record for most kids on the team, too. He's a good kid. He's a hard-working, hard-nosed kid. He's the kind of football player I like to watch. He's do well in his college career. This is his last run here at Hamilton. He make himself look back.
Well, he sure did on that last play. That'll do it for the first quarter. We've played one from Austin Field at Chandler High School. It's the Wolves 13, the Huskies 7. We'll take a break. The second quarter's coming right up.
Test. Oh, you were probably hearing me on that.
Jared Cohen and Scott Peters here from Austin Field at Chandler High School. The Wolves on top of the Hamilton Huskies after one quarter, 13-7 as we get ready to start the second quarter. And it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Wolves to start this quarter.
We got another penalty flag on the field here. Looks like 12 men on the field.
And that's
or was that a delay of game?
I think it might have been too many men in the huddle to start the quarter. So that's a 5-yard penalty to make it 2nd and 18.
Yeah, these teams have to clean it up a little bit. They're so well coached and they're so deep at talent. It's the smart team's going to have to emerge here and win.
From the Hamilton 40, Moran, he's going to keep it, tries to swing it out to Johnny Johnson.
Well, that's another great play by Garrett Rand. He's celebrating over there. He did a nice job getting penetration. I think he scared that quarterback into a bad decision. It's a lot of man, and he's fast and explosive. As we said, he's the most powerful guy on the team. Obviously, he holds all the weightlifting records, but it's not just that. He's explosive, and he plays very low. A tough guy to be blocking for sure. I think Chandler's going to have to figure out how to get the ball out a little quicker with Garrett Rand getting off like that.
3rd and 18 from the Hamilton 40. Middle of the field, it's complete. Taj DeCarrier. Across, he's going to be right around the first down marker. This is going to be close. He gained about 17. They needed 18.
Yeah, he dropped right underneath that coverage and made a nice catch there. It wasn't a great ball. Again, a lot of pressure coming up the middle. No one got scot-free, but they did push the pocket quite a bit. And
4th and 1. They're going to go for it. They play 4 downs in this game. You don't punt. They hand the ball off to Lucas. Stiff arms a guy down, cuts up field.
Wow. They ran that trap play they did back when they scored right up the middle a few series ago. And does he get it?
He got it.
He gets it.
Gets to the 19-yard line, first down Wolves. Tyler Alexander tackles Lucas before any more damage ensues.
You got to hand the ball off to your guy, and that's Lucas. He's coming back. He's hungry. He wants to be fed. I think Chandler's really got to kind of separate themselves with the running attack here to establish some control of the line of scrimmage so they can get that passing game moving. Here they
TJ
go.
Green. TJ Green has a block at the 5, dives forward, down at about the 2-yard line. How about this junior, TJ Green? He's had a great season. He's having a great game here early.
Again, it goes back to the number of threats that Chandler has offensively.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line for the Chandler Wolves. Green remains in the game next to Moran in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him, and he's in for the touchdown. TJ Green, touchdown number 2, and the Wolves take a 20-7 lead here in the second quarter.
They ran that dive off the left side, it looked like, and just imploded the defensive line for Hamilton. Chandler did. A great surge up front. And that's what they want to do. I think Chandler needs to establish and maintain that control in the running game, help their quarterback get some time on the passing game. It all works together. They're starting to come alive here. And
last time the Wolves had a penalty after the touchdown, which sent them back, and they missed the point after. And now there's some confusion before this point after attempt, and the Wolves are forced to call a timeout. No, they're going to call
there's a penalty flag on the field. Looks like they're moving him back. I don't know if there was a...
It looks like they called offsides. Looks like maybe the players were set and then they got off the line. Is that what happened?
Well, I think they might have been trying to go for 2. And I think that's what they're doing now. It looks like their offense is on the field. They're going to try to go for 2 and get their points back. No, that's their kicker. Can't tell. They got it. Their kicker looks like one of their running backs.
That's how it is at Chandler High School.
Over there.
LaDonte Holmes in for the extra point, which is about a 25-yard field goal. The kick is up, and it is no good. He has missed 2 of those now in this game. Both of them have been because of penalties before the kick is snapped, so it's not all on the kid, Holmes. So because of those 2 missed extra points, the score 19-7, Wolves on top of the Huskies.
You know, that's such a big deal. I mean, when you give up a point, you should make those points. It's a no-brainer, and Sean Aguano is just hoping that doesn't come back to bite them in the rear end here. That's 2 missed extra points. You can't have that in these kind of football games.
But how you go back to this drive, Scott? I mean, they are pinned back 3rd and long from their own 5-yard line. Moran has taken the snap from his own end zone, throws a ball deep downfield. Maybe not the best ball Moran has ever thrown, but Chase Lucas makes a miraculous play, alters his body, makes the catch, gets to about midfield, and then the rest is history. The Wolves able to get back into a groove and finish with 6.
No, it was a great recovery, and again, I keep bringing up momentum because it's so important, and to be able to stop that momentum, because Hamilton was really pouncing on him, and they had pressure in his face. They were bringing guys off the edge. He was hit as he threw, and fortunately Chandler came up with a ball on that, keep their drive alive and get the score. Now they pooch kick.
Yep, there's a pooch kick, and it's caught at about the 20-yard line. It's Kyler Burke. He's a playmaker. He loses the football. That's a live ball. There's a big scrum at about the 22-yard line, and it looks like Hamilton might have dodged a bullet.
Yeah, they certainly did. You know, when you kick the ball to those upbacks, the idea is that these guys aren't traditionally handling these kickoff, and they're not ball handlers, you know, in the sense that they're running back kickoffs all the time. So this level, you know, you take a chance, you kick it there, and he needs to get his shoulders north and south, though. I know Coach Bellis is not happy about that. Turn north and south, get a few yards if you can, and at least you get better field position. But you can't afford to cough up that football.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Hamilton from their own 22-yard line. 10-17 left here in the first half. Huskies trail 19-7. Lockhart hits Pitts at about the 30-yard line, and he'll be step out of bounds. It'll be just shy of a first down on a nice gain.
That's what Lockhart needs. That's what he needs to do to get a little rhythm going here for himself. Get those short passes, get him on target. You know, move the pocket a little bit to kind of calm that rush down by Chandler, because they've got a pretty good pass rush. I mean,
more high percentage plays to kind of get into a rhythm. They'll say it was about a 6-yard gain on first down, so it's 2nd and 4 from their own 29-yard line. Jordan and Rashad Williams in the backfield. They hand it off to Williams, following a blocker. Still following a blocker. Now he cuts into the open field, just shy of midfield on that run. And a late flag comes in once again. There have been a lot of unnecessary penalties that have come after the play has stopped in this game. It is a rivalry game, but those mistakes can cost you. Big run for Rashad Williams, who's had a nice first half for the Huskies. And it's a personal foul called on Chandler at the end of that play.
Chandler cannot do this. You know, they're giving Hamilton an opportunity to stay in the game, and Hamilton's going to take advantage. Hamilton has traditionally been a very disciplined football team, and Chandler can't play into this game and get out of line here, because it's costing their team. They got a nose tackle in. It's about 310 pounds. He's a sophomore, only 16 years old, number 99.
Yeah, Chris Manoa. And he's right there to stuff that first down run from the Chandler 27-yard line, 37-yard line.
It's a lot of beef. You know, it's fun to see these kids are sophomores out there. I mean, these guys are going to have great futures here for both programs on each team. That, you know, see some guys featured, younger players. This is a big game. Looking around you, I mean, there's got to be 10 to 12,000 people here. Huge environment for a high school football game, and this is clearly the biggest game that these kids have played in to date. So, and they're playing well.
Absolutely. 9.5 minutes left here in the first half. 19-7. Hamilton trails Chandler, but are driving in Chandler's territory right now. Lockhart back to throw. Throws a strike downfield. That's Brewington once again. He's having a nice first half.
Personal
and
foul
another flag.
Personal foul on defensive tackle Chris Manoa. That's the guy I was talking about. You know, hey, I got to tell you, I like that a little. I like a little physical play. He went after a lineman, but you can't do it's dumb. It's dumb. You know, it's a fine line between playing physical football and finishing and taking cheap shots, and they're trying to protect these players on the field. Good call.
Dead ball penalties. That's the second on this drive alone.
Chris Manoa, that kid, he's 16 years old. He's a sophomore. I just mentioned him. He's the one that the penalty was on. He peeled around at an offensive lineman looking to run downfield and cover, and he just turned around and ear-holed him and put him down, and you're going to draw flags for that.
And Sean Aguano's going to call a timeout to get into the ear of his defense right now, because twice on one drive, just handing the Hamilton Huskies an extra 15 yards. And how about Chance Brewington coming up big here in this first half for the Huskies? Lockhart has connected with Pitts a couple times, but the big plays downfield through the air have been to the junior Chance Brewington. So after the big gain and the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 Hamilton from the Chandler 11-yard line with 9:15 left here in the first half.
Tell you what, that kid though, I'm just interested in watching that kid develop. Chris Manoa, you know, he made a mistake there, but I mean that's the kind of stuff you don't find in players. You want guys that are physical, that really want to inflict on the opposition. When you got that kind of size and ability, his future, he can write his own ticket here if he does the right things.
So after the Chandler timeout, it's 1st and 10 from the 11. He'll have Lockhart under center. And he'll hand the ball off to Williams. Williams still dancing around on his feet. Gets to about the 5-yard line.
Great play there. That's what you got to do on first down. You got to get yardage. You can't come into 2nd and long. And Chandler likes to bring their blitzes in 2nd and long, and they like to blitz actually more in the 1st and 2nd downs than they do in later downs. But when you get that, they want to disrupt you. That's why they statistically, it's very hard to get a first down when you don't make yards on the first couple downs of the series. So it's a tough 3, but it's good for Hamilton. Gives them some choices.
Under center again is Lockhart. They hand it off to Jordan, the inside run. Lunges forward and then driven backwards and loses his helmet at the end of the play.
It's a tough kid there, Jordan. He's not so big, right? He's got a little room to grow, but runs hard. So it looks like they picked up about 2.
Yeah, forward progress gives him about 2. And here comes a big 3rd down play. Need to get to the 1-yard line for a fresh set. Third and 4 from the 5 with 8:13 left here in the first half. Wolves on top by 12. Lockhart to throw. He's going to throw it in the flats, and it's incomplete.
Wow.
No flag is called. Pass was intended.
That looked like a triple option, but he went to a sprint out, and number 81 has to catch that. If it touches your hands, the rule, you got to catch the ball.
Yeah, Ian Anderson was the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down, and we'll see if they bring on the field goal unit to get some points.
Yeah, Hamilton, like I said before, they have a very good unit here. Their kicker has been very solid throughout the season. They just got to get points. You got to, when you get in the red zone, you got to come away with some points, and this is a smart choice here, going for a field goal.
It'll be about a 21-yard field goal for Dylan Brown here with 8 minutes left in the first half. Snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good with ease. So with 7:56 left here in the first half, it's 19-10 Chandler on top of Hamilton. And a solid drive right there from Hamilton, but a lot of it had to do with mistakes being made by Chandler in the form of dead ball penalties.
Yeah, it's gone both ways. You know, both teams have made some mistakes, but these guys got to clean it up and play smarter football. I mean, that's if you lose because you made a stupid decision, you can't excuse that stuff. I mean, that's the kind of thing that really you have to be smart about when you play these tough games. Chandler has made a few mistakes, and they really let Hamilton back in. But Hamilton's happy to get 3 points out of that.
So the story in this first half has been the impressive play by running backs on both sides of the football. For Chandler, TJ Green doing it not just on offense but on special teams. On the opening kickoff, brought it all the way back to the Hamilton 25-yard line. And then Hamilton's senior running back Rashad Williams has done a very nice job. So a couple running backs making plays here early. And we've got a 9-point ball game here in the first half. Dylan Brown's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Mason Moran and the Chandler Wolves.
Let's see if Chandler can come out here and keep that run game moving. Really starting to take control of the line of scrimmage.
During that kickoff, Coach Sean Aguano brought the entire defense together into a huddle and was just chewing them out. And with good reason. There were some really unnecessary penalties on that last drive for the Wolves on defense.
You hope that you get kind of the cobwebs out and people settle down. I think it's about that time of the game when you know who you're playing against. You feel them, you've confronted them, and now it's time to wear them out, and you got to be smart. look for Hamilton to change things up defensively. They're very good at adjustments. They run a lot of very high-level defensive system. They like the fire zone blitz. They bring a number of different things that some high schools aren't doing. So that's credit to their coaching staff. They seek out good information. They're professional coaches, and that's for both sides. I mean, Chandler has, if you look at their coaching roster, a lot of these guys were former NFL players and just good football coaches, and it's a nice thing to see here, that kind of commitment to high school football. Really setting the standard for Arizona, and it's an impressive showing here so far of two great teams.
So based on what you've seen out of Chandler's offense, what are some of the adjustments that you think Hamilton's defense should make?
Well, I think they're having a hard time holding up, and they're dealing with the play fakes and on the zone reads. Hamilton's got to probably start sliding and stunning a little bit more and bringing some linebackers and just a gap control. See, like that.
Moran keeps it himself. Nice long run, crosses the 40-yard line.
I mean, Chandler's getting they're getting one-on-one situations here. When Hamilton just plays straight through their gaps, they're a little vulnerable if they get fit up on. So when they move the line, when they run some slants and fire zones and twists, etc., that could be more disruptive on those plays and create smaller holes and no options for the back. So I think they're going to want to start moving the line a little bit more.
22-yard gain for Moran. Here comes Micah Reed Campos along the outside, and he's driven down.
He ran for dear life there. Garrett Rand was in the backfield again. Very close to taking him down in the backfield, but good penetration by Garrett Rand.
So it'll be about a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 for Chandler. Moran will have 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Hands it off to Green, the inside
Another
run.
Big play by
Garrett
Garrett
Rand just
flag down,
grabs
helmet
him.
off the field. Uh-oh. What are they going to call here?
And a hold. It's a holding call
Yeah.
on the Chandler Wolves.
Well, Garrett Rand just beat that nose tackle or that center with a quick swim and was right in the backfield and ate that play up. Now insult to injury after getting dominated. You got to hold, and these guys have to clean it up. But that was another example of a quick swim move and changing the gap. Garrett Rand with a hard swim inside, and when you hit those gaps hard, like Hamilton does, that's when they're at their best. Especially at games like Centennial. I mean, these guys are physical, and you can't let these guys tee off on you. There are ways to beat them, and that's what Hamilton's doing to adjust. It's good football.
Trips to the left of Moran. He's going to keep it himself. Nice dance moves. Now he's got blocks in front of him. And he's taken down at about the 47-yard line.
Really impressed with
J.J. Parson on the tackle.
Really impressed with Mason Moran's play fake abilities. I mean, it's hard to tell who's got the ball, and that's a good thing for the quarterback. Plus making those good decisions on his reads, whether to keep it or to hand it off.
Moran goes back to throw this time, and it's intercepted by Parson.
Great play for Hamilton. They needed that play big time. That's what you do in these games. You got to come step up.
J.J. Parson, the senior, makes the interception, and he's down at the Chandler 42-yard line. And a big opportunity here for the Huskies to crawl closer. J.J. Parson, how about this kid, all right? That's a smart play. This kid's got a 4.8 GPA. He is a...
Did you say 4.8?
A 4.8. I am not lying.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, on a 5.0 scale, he is from last season a first-team all-academic from Sports 360.
Well, he was clearly smart. He saw that. He's had a good read on that, and I'm sure Mason Moran, quarterback for
And here
Chandler,
comes the double pass. Brewington's
back.
going to throw it, and it's overthrown. He had a man downfield.
That's Coach Bellis, Steve Bellis, trying to take a shot there, get that momentum and capitalize on it, and really sting him with a trick play here, a double pass, but just led him a little too much.
Rashad Williams, the running back, was the intended receiver, just a little bit out of his grasp on the throw from Chance Brewington. And make it 2nd and 10, Hamilton from the Chandler 42. And ever since Chandler got out to that 13-0 lead, penalties and now a turnover, kind of self-inflicting wounds right here. It's keeping Hamilton alive, and they're looking to take advantage. Play action. Lockhart rolling out. Throws to the sideline, and it's complete.
Nice curl route
Kyler
there.
Burke.
Nice
No,
way
it's Brewington. Excuse me. Brewington on the play.
great job of coming back for that ball. Hamilton does a great job of their play fakes on their own. I mean, they learn a lot of that sprint out to move the pocket, to kind of calm that rush down. But good job by Lockhart stepping up, setting his feet, and throwing a nice ball there.
And you can see Lockhart's confidence just growing by each passing play. And that can only bode well for the Huskies. 1st and 10 from the Chandler 30. Here comes Williams. Has a block in the middle. Gets between the two tackles, the tackle and the guard. And first down yardage on 1st and 10 for Huskies.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Well blocked by Hamilton. They brought 2 pullers on that play and gashed him right off the edge. Right off tackle there. Number 20's having a good game so far, rushing the ball. He's really hitting it hard here. Going to give it to him again.
Yep, they're going to
feed him.
He's going. He's got a blocker in front of him.
Nice job there by the guard out in front for Hamilton. Number 63 did a nice job, put a guy on his back.
They're going to say he was down at about the 8-yard line on that run.
I say continue with more of the same here. If you're Hamilton, you got to establish some dominance and control. It'll really open up the passing game for Lockhart if he can get this run game to threaten the Chandler defense.
5:35 left here in the first half. Hamilton is down by 19, looking to cut into that.
Chandler blitzes, and
it looks like Jordan dives forward inside the 5-yard line on that run.
Chandler's runs a 3-4 base defense. They have sometimes they'll bring the 3-3 box, 3-4 box, but it's very hard as an offensive lineman to pick that up when you don't know who's coming because there's a lot of bodies out there and they're not always lined up where they're supposed to be. So
that was first down yardage for Jordan, so it's 1st and goal from the 4. And here comes Williams. He's been the workhorse. Finds some space, lunges forward. Is he in? Yes, he is. Rashad Williams. Touchdown number 2 in this game for the Huskies. And it's 19-16 with 5:05 left here in the first half.
Yeah, they're running that buck sweep. It looks like there's 2 pullers coming out for Hamilton, and they're just crushing the right side of the line of scrimmage. When you get those 2 guys out and they pull well, they're getting out in front, and they've got their shoulders squared at line of scrimmage, and the running backs doing the rest. That's good. It's very good, very encouraging for Hamilton to be able to control the game like that with the run game.
It's how you claw back into it is when you control that line of scrimmage.
Yep, you can't win games just trying to air it out. You know, you have to, especially against a good defense like Chandler.
So Dylan Brown in for the extra point. The kick is good. 5:05 left here in this first half, and the Huskies pull within 19-17 of the Chandler Wolves.
Great coaching decisions there by Hamilton. I mean, to be able to stay with it, I think it could be easy that when you're down by a couple scores to think you got to air it out all the time. Now you don't. There's a lot of game left to play. Control the clock. Keep your defense off the field. And start chipping away at this defense, this Chandler defense. Every positive run you have like that, it just takes a little something off the pass rush, and it opens things up for the passing game too. So that's a great drive by Hamilton.
This game's living up to the hype, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. One of many exciting games between these 2 teams. I mean, this is football at its best, high school football at its best. It's a real thrill to be able to be here watching these guys play.
Dylan Brown to kick it away. Colby Taylor, T.J. Green, and Micah Reed-Campos back to receive for the Chandler Wolves. And he's just going to boot that one way in the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Wolves now will look to respond. They've done their job on offense. They've got 3 scores, just 2 missed extra points. They've done a pretty nice job.
They have. Chandler's 9-1. Their national rank is 15 in the country. I've seen this in Hamilton is ranked 11. I don't know. There's different rankings, and that's all debatable, I'm sure. But these 2 teams are outstanding. And what really impresses me most is the willingness to go out and play the best. That's what Arizona has to do to really establish themselves as a dominant force, and not just in high school football in the state, but these teams, Chandler in the state, but going out there outside of the state and beating the best. Well, Bishop Gorman is about as close to a professional football team as you're going to get with the funding they have going on over there and the recruiting efforts.
And there's a screen out, and there's some space to run. A nice gain on first down.
The weapons that Chandler has offensively, it's very hard to deal with all of that stuff. They have to they're going to make those plays here, and Hamilton just has to play smart, sound defense. And
20-yard gain for Johnny Johnson on first down. Moran will swing it out. There's Chase Lucas. Cuts back to the middle of the field, gets away from one tackler, and he's driven out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A hard-working 3-yard gain right there for Chase Lucas, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
Thanks to the cornerback there for Hamilton, number 28, did a great job of stuffing that block in space and really giving him nowhere to go and allowing the other players to get there, his defense to get there, to keep it down to a 2-yard gain.
We've got 4:50 left here in the first half. 19-17, Chandler on top of Hamilton. 2nd and 8 from their own 42. Moran, play action. Finds Chase Lucas in the middle of the field, and he's taken down at about the 42-yard line. First down for the Wolves.
Nice job there by Mason Moran, just taking what the defense gives him. Saw the coverage roll and an opening. He got the ball out quickly. Nice read and good execution.
1st and 10 Wolves on first down. It's Green. Tries to go right into the middle of that big Hamilton defensive line, and they stuff him for a gain of about 1 on first down.
Chandler likes to hurry up the offense once they get a first down and get the defense, see if they can catch him in a bad defense or catch them on their heels before they get their signals in. But not that time. Good job by the defensive front for Hamilton.
Green to the left of Moran, 2 receivers to the right. That's Taylor and Lucas. Moran back to throw, looking to Taylor. It's complete and goes out of bounds at about the 40, maybe about the 34-yard line, the 35-yard line. It's going to be just short of a first down. It's call it 3rd and 1 for the Wolves with just under 4 minutes left here in the first half. And you're looking at 2-down territory with the way things have gone in this game so far. Moran hands it off to Green, and another great job by that defensive front of Hamilton. Tyler Kennedy initially in there, the middle linebacker, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, they lost some yardage on that. Nice play by Hamilton, seeing that. I think they might have slanted right into that play, the defensive call.
4th and 1.
Had the quarterback pulled it and ran it, I think he might have been out for a 6, but he handed it off there. That's a false start.
Yeah,
got a false start there on Chandler. They just can't do this.
A lot of self-inflicting wounds here that the Wolves have had.
But now they're in a position where they're not in field goal range. The 4th and 6. They can't draw them off sides. You might want to just bring out the punt team here, Coach.
I mean,
but we don't know that we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the times I've seen the Wolves play already this season, N'Keal Harry, their stud receiver, was the punter. He's not playing in this game, so I'm not really sure who the punter is for this game.
The second time they went for it at 4th down, right, and inside Hamilton territory.
And it looks like initially they were going to try to do a hard count to draw them off sides to get those 5 yards back. 4th and 6 from the Hamilton 40. Moran swings it out. Green, the defense is there. Nowhere to go. Driven out of bounds. Turnover on downs for the Chandler Wolves. This Hamilton defense is really, really growing in confidence.
Well, they learned from their mistakes, right? Another flag on the field here. I'm setting records tonight for flags on the field.
Seriously.
Personal fouls, etc. Extracurricular. What are they going to call this after the play? So
there's been more dead ball penalties than there have been live ball penalties.
Yeah, that's how that goes. Hamilton did a good job adjusting. Remember before they were a little soft on that 4th and 11 when Chandler went in and ended up scoring on the drive, and they had a big first down to overcome with 4th and long, and Hamilton was playing him soft and just allowed that back to take the yardage. And in this case, we're talking about it's good adjustments by the coaching staff here of Hamilton.
3 personal foul penalties in this first half on the Chandler Wolves. The most recent just now, after the turnover on downs, puts Hamilton into Chandler territory at the 44.
They were within the 35-yard line of Hamilton, and now they're not even running a play.
Lockhart back to throw.
Intentional grounding.
Yep, there's the flag. Hamilcar Rashed came off hard off the edge.
Now, Rashad, that guy's an animal. He's a good football player. If I watched him play, he's an outstanding pass rusher. He's long, he's lengthy, he's athletic, he's powerful, he's quick, disruptive, very disruptive. You can't let that guy get in your grill like that. He was in the backfield, I think, as quick as the ball was snapped. I mean, he was in there, so.
So not only did that moves him back, it's also a loss of down on the play.
That's the kind of guy, that guy right there, number 11, if Chandler needs him to step up and continue to be disruptive, he can be a game changer for this game here, for this team defensively. They need to let him cut loose.
So after the penalty, it's 2nd and 27 from their own 39 as the Hamilton Huskies with 2:33 left before half. Lockhart sets up a screen. And down at about the 40-yard line.
Well, they probably would have liked to have that screen develop a little longer, but again, number 11 was in there, pressuring the quarterback. Got right around that tackle. He needed to set the better window for the tackle or for the quarterback on that, but good pressure by number 11, Rashad.
Pitts the completion, gains 2. 2 minutes left here in the first half.
Rashad, number 11, it's his first year here at Chandler, but he's committed to Oregon State to play college football.
Did that just this week. Fresh off the press. 1:52 left in the half. Lockhart back to throw. Runs out of the pocket. He's going to have to get rid of it, and does. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down and long for the Huskies, so a good response for the Chandler Wolves after the offense turns it over on downs.
That was pretty good coverage there by Chandler. The quarterback didn't have any options, so the pass rush got there. You can't let these guys, if you're Hamilton, you can't let these guys get off. You got to stop them, slow down that rush. You can't let these guys get momentum. It's too much speed defensively. You can't get them pinning their ears back like that on you on passing downs.
It all started with, as you mentioned, Mr. Disruptive, Hamilcar Rashad, getting into the backfield, which causes the intentional grounding, which causes Hamilton's drive to go into disarray. Punt is away. Colby Taylor is back, and he's going to receive it at his own 5. Trying to get upfield. Now gets a couple blocks. He's tripped up and down at about the 15-yard line. And the Wolves will have about 1:35 left before halftime to try to extend their 2-point lead.
You know, again, I'll go back to the momentum thing. I mean, you got to be able to not only take advantage and seize momentum when it comes your way, but you got to be able to stop it if you're the other team. And that was a nice job by Chandler. I mean, all those penalties are just getting rolled back, and they stepped up big there. And that's what you expect your best players to do, especially in a game like this. I mean, this is a heavyweight fight going back and forth. You don't know what's going to happen. They're slugging each other, and just when you think somebody's down and out, the other guy emerges.
Just when you think a play is over, a flag goes into the air.
Right, exactly.
1st and 10, Wolves from their own 17, 1:35 left in the half. Moran sends Taylor in motion. They hand it off to him. He's trying to get around the edge, and he doesn't do so. Nice tackle at the feet of Colby Taylor.
Nice job by Hamilton's defense, keeping the perimeter sealed there and coming up making a big play. Those plays are scary when you have that kind of speed on the perimeter, but didn't give him the corner to run upfield and get his shoulders turned north and south.
That was safety Satchel Escalante making the tackle. So it's 2nd and 7. They gave Taylor a 3-yard gain. Moran's going to keep it himself. He's got some room to run and a blocker ahead of him. Enough for a 1st down and more across the 35-yard line.
That is not a penalty there, folks. That was an excellent finish by number 64 and the fans of Hamilton. If you watch the number 64 is one of the guards I believe that's the center for Chandler. Downfield blocking and finishing a guy. That's beautiful. That's a highlight reel right there. That's what you want to see out of your linemen, guys that like to finish. That's setting the tone offensively here.
That's player of the game worthy for Scott Peters.
Well, I get excited.
And here comes Johnson. Johnny Johnson to midfield.
When you get to expose yourself for something good as an offensive lineman, you gotta appreciate that. Usually you just want to be seen and not heard, and hopefully not even seen, because if you're seen on television, it's probably because you did something bad.
Normally because you screwed up, right? Well, he didn't screw up there. Johnny Johnson gets the Wolves across midfield. 1st and 10 for Moran and the Wolves. Another fastball strike to Johnny Johnson across the 40-yard line of the Huskies, and another 1st down.
Good job of spreading the field here and hitting your different assets. I mean, these guys have so many different capabilities offensively because of the speed. Great play fakes, and when you have that option read, it just opens up so many doors for you offensively. There's always something there if you just take what they give you. Good job by Chandler's offense and the quarterback, specifically Mason Moran, for getting that read and getting the ball out. Just taking what the defense gives you.
Johnny Johnson is a good story for Chandler. He transferred over to the Wolves from Verrado High School on the west side. And when I asked Coach Iguano earlier this week, give me a guy that's come in and has exceeded expectations. You know, you got all these guys that have a lot of hype around them, a lot of guys that are some of the top athletes in Arizona, but who's a guy that has come in and has been a pleasant surprise, and without even hesitating, he said it was Johnny Johnson. And he's been a nice playmaker here in this first half for the Wolves.
You know, part of the bad blood that you get in these things is when you get players that can. It's like free agency almost in high school football here in Arizona. I mean, you can leave. It's open and roll. You can go anywhere you want. And, you know, believe that good players want to gravitate toward good football teams. And it's not surprising why people are not, if you go outside the conference, people are not fond of either program, because no one likes a winner when you can't beat them, right? Some of these other programs have real tough time trying to compete, but that's what happens when you build something good, you know, and Sean Iguano has definitely built something very good here in Chandler.
20 seconds left after the timeout. It's going to be 1st and 10 Chandler from the Hamilton 38-yard line. 3 to the left, 3 to the right, 1 to the left of Mason Moran, with Micah Reed Campos next to him in the backfield. Moran
Rush.
Back to throw. He's going to air it out, looking Colby Taylor, and doesn't haul it in.
You know, that's that last chip there. You got to be careful. I mean, there's blood in the water. The officials are very vigilant at this point. They're happy to grab that flag. You just why take that extra shot? I mean, do it when they can't see you, man. Do it during the
Everyone in the Chandler stands here saw that hit by Escalante on Colby Taylor at the end of that play.
Yeah, that probably could have gone either way, but I'm glad the officials opted not to pull the plug on that, or throw the flag there. Sometimes you got to let guys play.
16 seconds left. 19-17 Wolves. They're at the Hamilton 38. Moran back to throw. Another strike. This one to Chase Lucas, and this kid can run. Trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock, and he does so.
He does, but he's shy. Looks like he's shy of the first down. You know, that's where you got to stick your foot in the ground and just get that yard. I mean, that's kind of expect that out of Chase Lucas as an experienced player.
He's short of a first down. Makes it 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 with 9 seconds left. Wolves up by 2, trying to extend that lead into halftime. Moran is back to throw. Good protection. Middle of the field, complete. Colby Taylor.
Wow, that was
to the 5-yard line. 3 seconds left. They're going to have to spike the ball quickly.
He's really finding those holes in the coverage, in Hamilton's coverage, and picking them apart. Nice post up the middle, up the seam there. Now he's going to stop the clock.
And he spikes the ball down with 2 seconds left.
Now this will be an interesting decision. They got one shot. Do they go for the points and kick a field goal, which would be probably the conservative approach, but it just depends on how confident Coach Iguano is in his kicking unit.
And that inside post or drag route has been wide open for the Chandler Wolves on this drive.
And it doesn't look like he's too confident, especially after those 2 missed PATs. Now he wants blood now. He wants to finish this off and really capitalize and finish the half with a score.
This could be a big play in this game. Moran back to throw. He's going to air it up, and it's almost intercepted, and that could have been 6 the other way.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. 18, Avery Barnes, the senior, goes through his hands, incomplete, and that's how we'll end the first half. But, man, Scott, if he catches that ball, that could be 6 the other way.
That play was like one of those deals where it's a defining moment for your team. I mean, especially with 2 seconds left in the half. You go into the halftime. If you score there, if you're Chandler, I mean, that's a huge confidence boost and a lot of momentum going in the second half. But they didn't get it, and they narrowly missed a return for 6 on that interception. But it's been a fun game of football so far.
Absolutely. We'll take a little break for halftime. At half, the Wolves of Chandler lead the Hamilton Huskies 19-17 with a big second half coming up. That's Scott Peters. I'm Jared Cohen. We'll have the second half after a short break. Just getting ready for the start of the third quarter here from Austin Field on the campus of Chandler High School, where the Chandler Wolves are on top of the Hamilton Huskies at halftime, 19-17. My name is Jared Cohen, joined by former ASU and NFL offensive lineman Scott Peters here on the broadcast from Chandler High School. And Scott, you look at this first half. Chandler has been able to have their way with Hamilton on offense, but a lot of unnecessary penalties and some small mistakes has Hamilton right there in the thick of it, just down by 2 after one half.
Yeah, absolutely, it's been a really back and forth game, but I think that what these coaches really wish, I'm sure they wish they could. Each side probably wishes they could have 1 or 2 plays back, but honestly, it could have gone either way, right? So we're here with a 2-point ball game. In the second half, I think the keys for that game, for the game at this point, in the second half is obviously eliminating stupid penalties. Too many penalty yardage. Too many penalties and too much yardage lost by both teams. So I think both teams, they need to clean that up. So I'm sure that's been addressed at halftime by both sides. Protect the football and capitalize on turnovers. So I mean, you can't fumble the ball. You can't throw those passes that was nearly picked at the close of the second half. That's just general thoughts. And with Hamilton, they have to defensively, they have to be able to control the gaps. They're getting gashed at times with the zone reads. This quarterback for Chandler High School is really doing a nice job of his reads on the play fakes and also on the reads, whether he pulls it, throws it, or runs it, or hands it. So I think defensively, Hamilton really has to start going to some pirate stunts, some slants to try to mix it up and create some havoc in the backfield and really kind of seal off those gaps to prevent those big plays offensively for Chandler. Also, they've got to get pressure on Mason Moran. I mean, the guy's got too much time and he's able to pick them apart, and he's taking what they give him. And I think he's had a good game so far. I'm sure he wishes he had a few mistakes back, but I think the final thing there defensively, mixing some man coverage here defensively for Hamilton, try to and also to wrap up. I mean, they're giving too many big plays away in coverage. So I think those things defensively Hamilton needs to address, and they probably will. These guys are very well coached. They know what the problem is, and they address it usually. So offensively for Hamilton, I think they have to win by running the football. That's going to be the difference maker. If they can really pound these guys out, control the clock, and soften this defense up, will open things for the passing game for Lockhart for Hamilton. So if they want to have a chance to win the game, I think if you're Chandler, you got to feel good because these wounds that they've had, or a lot of them, they're self-inflicted, but that's a choice they can make, and they can change that. They have a physically capable team. Honestly, they're very talented. I mean, they could run away with this game if they wanted to, but those are the keys, and I think that I'm excited to see the second half come off.
A couple players that really stand out, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the keys that you had, is you have to spotlight the running backs on both sides of the football. TJ Green, a lot's been made of the return of Chase Lucas, but we've seen a lot more of him spread out wide in that first half. And TJ Green, they maintained with him. He played great in Lucas's absence, and he had a very good, very productive first half for the Wolves. And then if not for Rashad Williams for the Hamilton Huskies, who knows where they would be right now. It might not be a 2-point game with the way Rashad Williams ran the football in that first half. And because of it, it started to open things up in the secondary against this Chandler defense for Travis Lockhart. We saw some big throws downfield to Chance Brewington, a couple to Caleb Pitts. There was nothing open through the air for Hamilton when this game started, and the fruits of Rashad Williams' labor is really paying off for the Hamilton offense.
Absolutely, and you said it with pretty smart by Coach Iguano. He just wants his best players on the field, and you noticed I think we all expected Chase Lucas to line up in the backfield, offensive backfield, more than he has been carrying the football, but now he's got him out there and he's catching passes and as a receiver. I think it's very smart. I think Coach Iguana wants his best men on the field, and in the absence of Chase Lucas as a feature back here with an injury, I think some other guys have emerged, and I think it's a smart strategy there by Coach Iguano. So I don't know, it's high school football, man, and we're got a rivalry here, and the two top teams in the state. It's exciting. Yeah,
anything can happen, and I think one thing that we saw at the very end of that half, because the defense was kind of struggling a little bit. The defense, the Chandler defense was making mistakes, uncharacteristic, and all of a sudden Hamilcar Rashed, the big senior who just committed to Oregon State this week, made a big play getting into the backfield of Hamilton. It was really the first time we had called his name, and I think he set the tone a little bit to kind of a little bit of a changing of the guard for this Chandler defense.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's kind of came on a little late in the game, but man, when he came on, he comes on strong. I think big key for Chandler, the defensive pass rush, is getting number 11 upfield and getting in the face of Lockhart. That's going to really affect his feet and his ability to throw the ball. But that's why I said a key to the win for Hamilton offensively is to control the line of scrimmage with the run game.
About set to get things started here for the second half, and what a second half it should be. 19-17, Hamilton trails Chandler by 2, and Hamilton will get the ball on offense to start this second half. LaDante Holmes is set to kick it away. Jawar Jordan and Caleb Pitts back to receive. Also Kyler Burke back to receive for the Hamilton Huskies. As we're ready to get things started. A possible number 1 overall seed in Division I on the line here tonight between these two teams, as the playoffs brackets will be released tomorrow morning. And I don't know what the officials are waiting for as we're getting ready to start. Okay, it looks like we're ready to go now. Hamilton can take their first lead of the game when they get the ball here to start the second half. The kick is away, and it's received by Kyler Burke. And Burke, running up the middle, has some blocks, gets to about the 28-yard line where the Hamilton Huskies will take over on offense, 1st and 10. We made a lot about the running game of Hamilton, but Travis Lockhart did what he is supposed to do, and that was limit mistakes, manage the game, establish a run game, and then make throws when his name is called upon. He really played a very solid first half for Hamilton.
He did. He got off to a little shaky start, but he got more comfortable. And again, the correlation between his success throwing the football has a lot. There's a big correlation between their success from the run game. So look for them to try to establish that here early in the second half.
Lockhart under center. They're going to run the option, and they pitch it out to Jawar Jordan. And he's got some speed, he's shifty, and that's going to be first down yardage on 1st and 10 for Jawar Jordan, the sophomore for the Huskies.
It's an exciting thing when you see Jawar Jordan get his shoulders turned north and south and runs upfield on those perimeter plays. I know Coach Bellis is really high on him. It's that sophomore. He's a little small, but he runs really hard, and that's a good showing here. And, again, they're starting to establish that dominance early with a run game. Nice run for Hamilton.
About 11 or 12-yard gain on 1st and 10 right there for Hamilton. It'll be Pitts and Brewington to the left of Travis Lockhart with Jordan behind him. You're going to swing it out quickly to Pitts. He's got some blockers ahead of him, and he dives forward, taken down, spun out of bounds at about the first down marker. So another first down on 1st and 10 for 2 consecutive plays.
I've been impressed with the blocking, the receivers blocking, and the skill guys blocking. Right, that time it was number 20, Rashad Williams, out in front on that swing pass, leading the charge on the blocking. It's not just linemen that block, and sometimes it's good to see that when these
receivers and other guys getting their hands dirty.
Players, they're helping spring each other. That's what it's about.
They're saying he was a yard short of that first down, so I misspoke, but they get the first down right there on 2nd and 1. That's Jawar Jordan again. Gains about 3 on that play, and it'll be a fresh set for the Huskies.
Yeah, the triple option. He elected to hand the dive off, and then line did the rest. Good job there getting that hard yard there by Jawar Jordan.
And Hamilton's offensive line really did a nice job in that first half, especially in the second quarter when Rashad Williams was able to start breaking off some big runs. They're setting the tone here against a very good Chandler defensive line. Just underway here in the third quarter.
Chandler's showing blitz here. Looks like a false start or going to be a false start on Hamilton.
And those are the types of things that can really kill a drive. You're moving the ball well. And now instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 15.
Hamilton, they do so many different formations, and they move, they motion so much that, it's disruptive for the defense, but it can also be disruptive for your offensive line there. And they just got to play smarter football. You can't afford 1st and 15. They have to get positive yards on first down.
So Lockhart will be under center. They change the formation up. There'll be 2 backs behind him. They hand it off to Williams. Williams tries to bounce it outside, now tries to cut it back inside with nothing there on the outside, and is able to dive forward for some positive yardage. at least getting back to the line of scrimmage, as the penetration by the Chandler Wolves was into the Hamilton backfield.
Rashad Williams really had a pretty good first half. He had a couple big runs right off tackle, and that's what they're trying to get going again here. But now they're facing a 2nd and 14. Expect Chandler to bring some pressure. They like to do that on 2nd and long.
They credited Williams with a yard, 2nd and 14 from the 49. Lockhart, they're going to air it out. Brewington is there, and he takes it away from a Chandler defender.
Wow.
Down into the 15-yard line. Chance Brewington, another big-time play, and it's 1st and 10 Huskies.
Well, they did make, good thing for Hamilton. They caught that ball, but they have to make Chandler pay when Chandler blitzes. They brought a pressure off the left side, looked like a corner blitz, and probably not the right read by the quarterback, but he went up anyway, and that was a great play by Hamilton, just taking the ball away.
Amani Lee looked like he was there to make the pick, but Brewington came in out of nowhere and swiped it away. On 1st and 10 from the 14, Jawar Jordan runs forward for a few yards.
He didn't have anywhere to go there with number 11 back in the mix. He caught up to him really immediately in the backfield. Nice play by the future Oregon State Beaver.
Yeah, Hamilcar Rashad, he's been active, trying to be the heart and soul of this defense. Hamilton looking to take their first lead of this game here early in the 3rd quarter. Lockhart under center, sends Williams in motion. And they hand it off, and Chandler sniffs out that play easily in the backfield. Hamilcar Rashad, once again.
Yeah, he's on right now.
The difference maker on that play.
Well, they tried to fake that triple option. They brought the away guy, the tight end, looked like number 82, around, but or is that a receiver? But
yeah, it's receiver Caleb Pitts.
That doesn't work when you got that kind of penetration in the backfield. Good job by Chandler's defense. Another big play by number 11.
3rd and 9 from the Chandler 13-yard line. 2 wide receivers split out to the left and right of Lockhart. He's going to roll to his right, now looking to his left. And it's knocked away. There's a flag thrown, though. Both of them looked like they were holding on to each other until they separated when that ball was thrown.
That could go either way, but I think they're going to give that. That looks like defensive pass interference. But like a lot of
interference or holding, but there was definitely contact downfield when that ball was thrown.
Yeah, you could tell when he was trying to disengage and come back for that ball. He was held up by the defender.
And it is, in fact, on the Chandler Wolves.
And, of course, the local fans don't like that.
And you mentioned, though, that's a 50-50 play. It's kind of hard to tell who that's on at the end of the day, but
usually they're
9 times out of the 10, they give it to the offense. So it's now, instead of 3rd and 9, it's going to be about 3rd and 5 inside the 10-yard line. 2 to the right of Lockhart. They send Williams in motion. It's an option. They pitch it to Williams. Lunges forward, and a great job by the Chandler defense to cut off the edge. And he's going to be short of a 1st down, and now a decision time for Steve Bellis. Is he going to kick another field goal, or are they going to try to go for this on 4th and short?
Even though they got stuffed, I really like that Rashad Williams. He runs hard, and I like giving that guy the ball. He seems to take guys with him, but that time, too many defenders on him. Chandler did a great job stuffing that play. And they're doing what they need to do. They've got to get the sure points, and I don't know if there are sure points in football, but it's as close as you're going to get. Hamilton's got a great operation here. Their field goal kicker has done a nice job all season.
Dylan Brown in for the 24-yard field goal, and it is good. So Hamilton takes their first lead of the football game with 8:45 left here in the 3rd quarter. They lead it 20-19, and a great drive right there for Hamilton. I'm sure they would have liked to have 6 at the end of the day, but you're getting points. And that was as efficient a drive as we've seen from Hamilton all night.
No question. We've seen Chandler. I mean, they're obviously a major force to be reckoned with here in the state, and people know them now with their success. But let's face it, Hamilton has been dominant for a long time, and having that in your back pocket, it's kind of like the big brother thing. I mean, you know you can win these games. You hang tight. Chandler needs to cut away and pull away if they want to win. Hamilton's going to feel like they always have an opportunity to win. That's what makes them good. They're very well coached on both sides, but when you get Chandler has only recently been, had this kind of success as an offensive or defensive team. But Hamilton has a storied history there, and I think it's something that they can tap into. That was a nice drive.
And what I think has been the most impressive, and the one thing that Steve Bellis has to be thrilled about, is they're playing the game at their tempo. They're not altering what they need to do based on the fast-paced Chandler Wolves offense. They are playing at their tempo, at their pace, and executing their game plan. Kick goes into the end zone for a touchback off the foot of Dylan Brown. So it'll be 1st and 10.
Jared, great point about that. I mean, I think that's what Steve Bellis wants to do. He wants to force these guys to operate and deal with us instead of having to, they're playing. They want to play their game, and they do a lot of things with different formations and move, just like Chandler does. But they have a very unique system, and you can't let their offense dazzle you. This Chandler defense really has to be a little more firm, but they did do a good job, I guess, in the respect that they kept them to 3 points there. Excellent drive, though, by Hamilton. I'm sure that helps their confidence going into this defensive drive for Hamilton.
1st and 10 from their own 20 is Mason Moran and the Chandler Wolves. Their first offensive drive of the second half. And a quick throw out to Taj DeCarrier, who's driven out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Gain of 5 on 1st and 10. And they like this kid, Taj. He's a senior. He's paid his dues, and he's been given an opportunity to play as an upperclassman, and he's getting some touches here in this game, this big rivalry game.
Nice release, nice throw by the quarterback. It's a good decision to get the ball out. A lot of pressure coming from Hamilton here. They're getting off the ball, but that's how you slow the rush. You got to stop those.
And that ball is handed off to Lucas, and he's got nowhere to go. Chase Lucas maybe gets a yard on that play. No, they're going to say no gain. So a great job by the box of Hamilton's defense to prevent the playmaking Lucas from getting out free. So it brings up 3rd and 6 with 8:12 left here in the third quarter. Moran, play action. He's going to step up and run it himself. And there's Garrett Rand, who slams him to the ground. Gain of about 2 on the play for Moran.
How'd you like to get ragdolled by that guy?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't like to get dragged down by that guy.
Wow, that was a nice play by Garrett Rand.
And here comes the first punt of the game for the Chandler Wolves.
Good job by Rand on the second effort. I mean, they had good pressure there. Quarterback steps up, and Rand disengages and makes a great play to force Chandler to punt the ball.
Colby Taylor back to punt it. Kyler Burke back to receive at his own 45-yard line. A 3-and-out forced by the Hamilton defense after they take their first lead of the game.
Interesting punt there.
Burke recovers it, springs free, goes to the far side. He's got some room. Kyler Burke, the 20, the 10, pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal for Hamilton.
It will not be because we have a block in the back here. You can't have this. This is going to come back. There's a flag around the 50-yard line. Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that one hurts.
That does hurt. Big block. I mean, it's a physical block, but I mean, you can't come clip people in the back like that and expect to keep that yardage. I mean, this ball's coming back.
And that's at the spot of the foul. The spot of the foul is at about the 49.
Yeah, it'll put them back there inside the 40 of their own territory. Looks like the 15-yard penalty.
Wow, that is a huge break for the Wolves that penalty occurs because it was about to be 1st and goal for inside the 5 for Hamilton. And that was the first time we've gotten to see Kyler Burke, the top playmaker for this Hamilton team, really spring free and make something happen.
That was a good call by the officials, though. That was pretty blatant. So, well, they still got good field position here. Hamilton does. We'll see how they come out. If they're going to stay consistent here and try to run the football.
They've got Lockhart in shotgun. Hands it off to Jordan. Jordan, shifty, stays on his feet, passes the first down marker and more to about the 45-yard line of Chandler Wolves territory. And
he shook a couple guys out of his shoes there. Nice run there by number 25, the sophomore. Up the gut, man. That was a really nice shake there.
His Twitter handle is at Cut on Dime.
Well,
and that about summed him up there on that play on a 15-yard gain.
I don't think you're going to dispute that after that run. That was a nice play.
Lockhart still out of the shotgun. 1st and 10, now back into Chandler Wolves territory after the 15-yard gain. Here comes Williams. Williams on the outside run, gets across the 45-yard line. Dragged down for a minimal gain on 1st down.
Good job by the Chandler defense stretching out stretching the line of scrimmage there, stretching those blocks out and keeping that to a minimum gain. You don't want number 20 getting his shoulders turned and turn north there. Good job by Chandler's defense. So that's good. I mean, I think that Hamilton's playing a smart game, running the ball on 1st down. You know, you got to stay dedicated to that to win this football game.
Just over 6 minutes left here in the 3rd. Lockhart under center. Send Pitts in motion. Play action. Back to throw. Gets a block. Strike downfield to Williams. Rashad Williams making plays all over the field. This one as a receiver, and that's enough for a 1st down for Hamilton.
I think the left tackle there just about got smoked. I mean, he got run upfield. It was nice adjustment by the quarterback to get the ball off, and actually a great adjustment and recovery by the offensive lineman there, not getting called on a holding. It's really tempting to do that when a guy smokes you like that. But
yeah, and that was Hamilcar Rashad again for Chandler, getting deep into Hamilton's backfield, but a good recovery for the Hamilton offensive line. Looks like Jack Patterson, the junior, adjusting and just stretching the play long enough for Lockhart to complete that ball. Jordan's going to run it between the tackles, and he's down across the 35-yard line, maybe about a gain of 1 on 1st down.
Quick dive with a throw fake.
So 2nd and 9 for Hamilton with about 5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Hamilton leads by 1. It'll be under center Travis Lockhart with 1 to the left and 3 to the right with Jawar Jordan behind him. They hand it off to Jordan. He's got some room to run across the 20-yard line. Another 1st down for Hamilton.
Really like the play calling here, just staying committed. You know, you get 1 yard on 1st down, but you break the 2nd and 9 for a big run. I mean, that's great. That's a good job by Hamilton. They're doing exactly what they have to do to keep this game within their control.
They are completely dictating the pace of this game. This is now the 2nd long methodical drive of the half for Hamilton. They've had the ball all but 3 plays in this quarter. 1st and 10 from the Chandler 20. Lockhart going to hand it off again. A nice job, a TFL right there by guess who?
Number 11. Number 11's in the backfield again on the backside of the play, too. Nice play by number 11. I mean, he's doing an outstanding job here tonight. Big, bright future for him. He's got all that kid. That kid looks like he can play.
He looks like a next-level guy.
He does. I mean, if you look at his body, his build, he's lengthy. He can put a little weight on, but he's got all the tools, and he plays well with his hands and just relentless in his pursuit.
Loss of 3 on that TFL. 2nd and 13 from the Chandler 23. And again, the defensive line of Chandler stuffs that inside run from Hamilton, and that could be another loss. So Chandler right here, now deep in against the wall, is now forcing Hamilton to have to go through the air if they're going to make some plays. A big 3rd and 14 coming up for Hamilton. They haven't been able to finish drives.
They swapped out their defense. They brought in that sophomore nose tackle, brought in some beef, interestingly enough.
Lockhart out of the shotgun.
Looking screen here.
Setting up a screen, and it's incomplete. So 2 drives in a row. Hamilton has something good going, but they're going to be forced to kick a field goal. And this one will be much longer than the ones we've seen to this point in this game.
Well, their field goal kicker has been pretty consistent all year. Again, he's got a high percentage on field goals, which is big for high school. I mean, 3 points is a big deal when you can get those 3 points within an enemy territory. So his longest field goal this year was 48 yards.
And this one's from 41. Brown, it looks long enough. Is it through? It is. No, it's just off to the left. Just misses that one as Dylan Brown from 41, and there's a moral victory right there for the Chandler Wolves as Hamilton was driving, and they stuff them late on that drive, and Hamilton with nothing to show for it.
Well, they had a good drive going. It's just got to be disappointing over there if you don't come away with any points. You know, you drive the ball that well, and you settle because you end up in those second and longs, third and longs. You can't afford to lose yardage on early in the downs. But good job by Chandler.
And I could probably count on one hand how many times the Chandler Wolves have gone 3 and out this year. Don't know the exact number, but they did the last time they had the ball. And Mason Moran will try to collect things and get things moving again for this Wolves offense. He has 3 to the left, 1 to the right, with T.J. Green next to him in the backfield. And it's a handoff to Green. Or, excuse me, that's Micah Reed Campos with the first down run. And he gains about 5 on first down. The senior has been a solid fill-in for Chase Lucas over the course of the year as well. Him and T.J. Green really filled that void nicely. And Reed Campos with about a 4 to 5 yard gain on first down. 2:30 left here in the third quarter. 2019 Hamilton. Moran sends a man in motion. He's going to throw. And he's got him in just off the hands of the intended receiver, Micah Reed Campos. If he catches that in stride, that would have been a huge gain. But instead it brings up 3rd and 6 for the Wolves. And an opportunity for Hamilton to get a second consecutive 3 and out here, which would be huge. Wolves haven't yet gotten into Hamilton territory in this second half. Moran back to throw. Throws a strike to Colby Taylor to about the 34-yard line, and enough for a Wolves first down.
Well, it's a good job. I think he needs to settle his feet a little bit more. He's a little overthrowing guys a little bit, but big gain there for Chandler. They needed that.
Moran will keep it himself, swinging out in the flats to Chase Lucas. Catches it off the shoelaces, still on his feet, runs out of bounds at the 40.
You know, I'm thinking that referee was close to pulling the flag on the block out there over the slot. Could have gone either way. It looked like a hold to me,
but nothing called. 5-yard gain for Lucas. And it's 2nd and 5 from their own 39. Just under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
I think I've spotted Brad Sesmat on the Chandler sidelines.
Can't miss him.
The big man down there.
A flag is thrown, and it's going to be a false start on the Chandler Wolves.
Yeah, these are the things they can't do. You know, they can't do this.
And it was more so the defense in the first half that had some of those unforced errors, but the offense with one right there sets them back to the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs.
I played for John Fox, head coach now. John Fox has been around the league forever, but John Fox at the Panthers, when I played for him, he said there's 2 types of pressure. The pressure, you either feel it or you apply it. These guys have to apply it, and when you get in there in this kind of game situation, you make these dumb mistakes like jumping off sides and things. You gotta apply the pressure to the defense as opposed to and hold your water. But these guys are they're young, they're going to make these mistakes, but they can't happen in these big games.
On 2nd and 10, a 5-yard gain from Moran to Colby Taylor, so it brings up 3rd and 5 from their own 39. Moran to throw, feeling the pressure, gets it out to Taylor. He's got some blockers in front of him, out across midfield, enough for a Wolves first down, and a nice, well-executed wide receiver screen to get the much-needed 3rd down conversion. One minute left here in the third. Moran's going to keep it himself and throws it. It's dropped. Chase Lucas had it in his grasp, but drops it at the last moment, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. So it's 2nd down and 10. Now into Hamilton territory at the 49. Moran's going to hand it off to Green. Runs between the tackles, out across the 40-yard line to about the 36. And another Wolves first down on this drive.
Good job squeezing through that small hole there. Big run for Chandler. Hamilton's defensive line's playing pretty well the second half. I mean, that right there, there wasn't a whole lot of room to run, but he got right through that a narrow gap for a big gain.
1st and 10 from the Hamilton 37. Under 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. 2019, Hamilton on top of Chandler. Lucas in motion. Handed off to Green. And this time he'll be stuffed. There's
Nowhere
a flag that's come in. And guess who? Garrett Rand right in the mix of all those players shoving TJ Green to the ground. And I think this flag might be on the defense.
Big play by Garrett Rand there. See what the penalty was. False start, they're saying, by Chandler. They're going to decline the penalty.
You're going to decline it on the loss on that play.
Take him to second down and
at about 13 as he was driven down for a loss of 3 on that play. Alone in the backfield is Mason Moran. 5 wide receivers. Throws. Looking at Chase Lucas on a quick slant. Oh, no, that was Johnny Johnson. And he's drilled in the kidneys.
I think that was the first time they went out of empty tonight. Or one of the first times, right? I mean, they're not.
I don't think that might have been the first time. Avery Barnes, the one that hits Johnson as he's trying to haul that one in. 17 seconds left in the third. And it's a big 3rd and 13 here for the Wolves. At the Hamilton 40.
4-man rush. You got a TT.
And does he make the catch? It looks like he does. Diving catch right there, Colby Taylor. But there's a flag down in the backfield. Is it a late hit? Roughing the
quarterback. Oh, man.
On Trey White, the defensive end. So it'll be first down yardage plus an extra 15 for Chandler. That's a huge play here late in the third quarter.
You know, this defense, they so want to get in the backfield. They want to hit this quarterback, and they've had success doing that all season. But now, they do a great job. Chandler does offensively of getting the ball out, and so not everything. It may look like a legitimate hit to you when you're hungry, but you got to be careful on those things. You got to pull up. You can't take shots like that on the quarterback. And
Moran, he's so shifty and so tough to get in your grasp when you have that free shot at him.
I know it's kind of tempting for these guys, but they. Goes back to playing smart football.
We've played 3 here for the Battle of Arizona Avenue, and right now it's Hamilton that holds the edge. They lead Chandler 20-19, but the Chandler Wolves are driving. A big fourth quarter coming up. That's Scott Peters. I'm Jared Cohen here from Chandler High School. The fourth quarter coming up after a short break. Ready to start the fourth and final period here from Austin Field on the campus of Chandler High School. The Wolves are driving to start the fourth quarter. They trail at 20-19 to the Hamilton Huskies. Former ASU and NFL offensive lineman Scott Peters to my right. I'm Jared Cohen, here streaming live on sports360az.com. Mason Moran on 1st and 10 from the Hamilton 13. Hands it off to Green, who tries to spin for some positive yards.
Gets about a yard or two there. Good job Good job by the defensive line. Looks like Garrett Rand again involved in the mix.
It's hard to run inside with that guy standing there, and he's got his hands on everyone when there are players in the area, ball carriers in the area.
I'm telling you, if you're a baby-faced kid, you line up against that guy with all that facial hair, you're going, what, are you kidding me? Is this guy, let's check a birth certificate.
2nd and 8 from the 11. Moran almost intercepted. He throws behind his intended receiver. Kyler Burke and Avery Barnes were in the area. And here comes 3rd and 8.
They brought pressure. Number 21, the linebacker, came for Hamilton and got in the grill of Mason Moran. That was a good play. Almost got a pick there on a bad ball.
Big 3rd down.
Well, we know that Sean Aguano's not interested in kicking field goals.
We saw that at the end of the first half.
He's thinking this is a 4-down affair. Expect them to, if they don't convert here, I would expect them to probably go for it. Hamilton brings 2 blitzes.
There's a lot of pressure. Moran gets away from it, tries to run forward, and he's driven down and sacked.
They brought the Mike and the Will up the middle. Both linebackers blitzed up the middle. I think it's the first time they did that tonight. Good pressure, and gosh, I thought Mason was going to get out of there. But
there was about 2 or 3 Hamilton guys running after Moran. He almost was able to escape it, but driven back all the way to the 18-yard line.
But they are going to have to kick it. That was a big play there for the Hamilton defense, coming big on that pressure. You know, they didn't bring a lot of pressure this game, but when they did, it really, that was a big one that counted for them. So let's see how this field goal operation looks.
35-yard field goal for Holmes.
Already missed 2 PATs tonight. And it's
low and it's no good. Kick is no good. The Huskies get a stop. And the Chandler Wolves remain scoreless here in this second half. 10:28 left here in this game.
And Hamilton came pretty deep with their student body over there. You can hear those guys going crazy.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Hamilton from their own 18. And they're going to go on a drive here in this 4th quarter to try to extend this 1-point lead.
That's disappointing, though, if you're Sean Aguano, to have such a good football team and just one major aspect of it, and the kicking game and being able to convert on those points. You have to be able to score inside the red zone. You have to. You have to get something.
So a solid gain on 1st down for Williams. 7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. It's Williams again.
You know, it looks like Hamilton's looking to just grind these guys down based on the formations they're running. They're heavy formations, run formations. They're coming off, and I don't know. Looks like he's about a yard shy of the 1st down, but.
Yep, 3rd and 1. And Chris Manoa comes up a little gimpy at the end of that play. He goes to the sidelines for the Wolves. Normally that's a guy you like to have in on 3rd and 1, that big body.
Well, let's see if they convert here. They're in the pistol. No, they got a single back. They're going to hand it again to 25. It looks like he may have got it on. Oh, wow, he got slammed. That was a nice suplex and a personal foul.
Oh, wow.
See, I don't know about that call. I don't know. I mean, I've seen that happen before, and I don't know, but
he was body slammed to the ground, but when you're trying to prevent a guy from getting 1st down yardage,
I don't agree with that.
What are you supposed to do? That's a very questionable penalty right there.
Yeah, that's a questionable penalty.
15 yards the other way for Hamilton.
The ball wasn't dead. I mean, you got to get the guy down, and if you got him around the back, it's just basically a wrestling suplex. That's how you take him down. I mean, I don't get it. It just looked really bad because
it was out in the open.
Well, and number 25 goes about 150 pounds.
Yeah.
He gets a big three technique, so he got slammed pretty good. And what a tough kid, though. He's been running hard up the middle all night. There he goes again.
And here he goes again. He's shifty. He goes between the tackles.
Got a Chandler helmet popped off there.
Looks like it's
number 10, their linebacker.
KT Tellini.
He's their top tackler on the defense. A good player. But mandatory, you got to come off the field with the helmet pops off. Seen a few of those tonight.
Sure have.
Well, they're
2nd and 8.
They shift to 2 backs. They're going to hand it to 20.
Yep, there goes Williams. Williams, first down yardage and more, carrying a Wolves defender on his back.
Rashad Williams, gosh, he's run hard, and I just got to wonder, why don't they feed him the ball a little bit more? I mean, he seems to be a very powerful back. He's really getting those tough yards. That's huge for Hamilton. See, they don't want to have to throw if they don't have to throw. They want to grind this out, and they've done a very nice job controlling the line of scrimmage in the second half here. Same play.
They go right back to him. Cuts to the outside.
That play has gashed Chandler. They got 2 pullers. They got 2 pullers out in front on a perimeter play. It's a lot of beef out there, and they run it very well. Williams is a hard runner. That was a good play there, too. So now got a 2nd down and about 5.
They hand the ball off again to Williams. 3 in a row, and this time the Wolves are ready for it.
He's going to lose a couple yards there. Well, they're in a 3rd and 6 situation. Interesting play call decision here for Hamilton. Been running the ball down the field here pretty well, but 3rd and 6, it's likely they'll probably try to go to the air with this one.
3rd and 8 from the Chandler 35-yard line. 8:15 left. And it looks like they're calling an audible here before the start of the play. 2 receivers to the left of Lockhart with Jordan in the backfield. Lockhart to throw, and it's short.
Big
intended
time
for Caleb Pitts.
Yeah, he saw number 11 in the backfield right in his face, and came up short on that throw there. Good pressure by Chandler's defense. That's exactly why they don't want to be in the throwing downs. He even tried to move the pocket, but just having a hard time blocking number 11.
Yep, Hamilcar Rashad has been a monster in this game. Has really set the tone for the Chandler defense.
Yeah, Rashad is excited when he gets a chance to rush the passer,
and Hamilton's going to call a timeout before they punt this ball away. It's 4th and 8, 8:10 left in this game. A very important stop there for the Wolves as the Huskies were trying to extend their lead.
So the question they have is, they're out of field goal range right here, I think. I mean, it's about a 50-yard field goal. I think they're fourth and a long 8 here. We'll see what they do. Got to be smart here.
You could try to pin them back, make them go the length of the field to retake the lead. The Hamilton defense has not allowed a point here in this second half. Against one of the most high-powered offenses in the country, not just the state.
They're going to go ahead and attempt a field goal here. This is a long field goal. He has been good for 48 yards, right?
So this is about a 52-yard field goal.
This will be his longest attempt. If he makes it, it'll be his longest field goal of the season.
And he gets under.
This is a pooch kick. He's trying to get a recovery down by the.
That's a really interesting call.
Well, that was clearly the design.
And it puts him down at the 5-yard line.
That was a really smart play there. Good. I mean, when you have that kind of we have a kicker like that, you can do those things. That's nice. It adds a lot of dimension to your team. I mean, gives you options. Whereas, like Chandler on the other hand, when you look at the kicking game, let's face it, they're getting outworked on the kicking game. That's a major aspect of this of winning for winning championships. You have to be able to do that. You can't just go and pull a kid off the street and put him in there for you. So
no question.
They're going to have to address that as they go into the playoffs.
So there's 8:01 left. The Wolves trail 20-19, and it's 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Have to go 95 yards to retake the lead.
Well, in this Chandler offense, 95 yards isn't a big deal for them. It's just now what is Hamilton going to do? How are they going to come out and respond? Are they going to take advantage of the momentum?
They hand it off.
There's nothing for them there. They stuff it. Good job by the defensive front and Garrett Rand.
He has been an absolute monster in this game.
He has done very well. He's a tough guy to block. His pad level is low, and he's got a great first step. He's quick, and he's very strong, as you pointed out earlier. That's all the makings. Those are the kind of guys that I had to block on a routine basis, and they're difficult, man. This is a very, very tough guy.
There's Moran. Play action. Throws. Caught by DeCarrier, and he springs free. Taj DeCarrier crosses the 50. It's a foot race to the 20, the 10, the 5. Down inside the 5-yard line, and what a big-time play for the Wolves.
Wow, that was about 3 inches from getting that ball either battered down or maybe a foot from an interception there. But great play, outstanding, and a great second effort.
A huge play in this game. Taj DeCarrier.
As I was saying, that 95 yards is not a big deal for this.
They could do it in one play.
They really can. It's almost more dangerous down there. They just had a hard time in the red zone, though. And in the first quarter, I mean, they were running through Hamilton's defense inside the red zone. Did I see? Is there a penalty flag here?
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to figure out.
Sideline. It could be a penalty on the sideline there for celebration, or are they assessing a penalty or not? No, it looks like they're going to.
So it's 1st and goal from the 3. Doesn't look like it's a flag. It might have been just a warning. Wolves trail by 1. 7:03 left in this game. They hand the ball off to Green. He bounces back outside, dives forward. Is he in? Touchdown, Chandler. TJ Green with the hat trick. 3rd touchdown of the game gives the Wolves the lead back for the first time in this half.
Good job there by second effort by the running back. We talked a little bit about it going in this keys to the second half. I think Hamilton has done a very good job of stuffing gaps, filling gaps, but they haven't wrapped up as well, and that's where they get beat. They got to wrap these guys up. They're too athletic. They'll hurt you. They're too fast.
And the Wolves are going for 2. They lead 25-20. They'll try to make it a touchdown advantage. We have 6:54 left on the clock. Moran out of the shotgun, has a running back behind him and to his left. Now they change formation. Chase Lucas in motion. Moran back to throw, airs it up, and it's incomplete, but a flag comes down.
I don't know if I agree with that flag there. The receiver...
It was underthrown.
It was underthrown, and the receiver jumped a little early going for the ball. But, you got to make a play on the ball. So, it looks like, is that going to be pass interference?
They called interference on the Hamilton defense, so they'll try the conversion over again.
Well, they went half the distance, so they're got about 1.5 yards or so to punch it in. And they got a big fullback in the mix, it looks like.
And it looks like they brought Hamilcar Rashad in to block as well on the defensive player.
Oh, there they go.
They hand it off,
they don't get it,
and it looks like he was stuffed. And
they
got it. Great second effort.
Well, they had a lot of beef in there. They brought in Hamilcar Rashad, and again, that's Coach Aguano he's got a lot of great players on his football team, and let's get those guys on the field, he says. I want to come. When it counts, we got to put our best men on the field, and had a heavy backfield, and they got the yards they needed. Hamilton's defense, and their defense, they've played pretty well the second half on their front.
There's 6:54 left, 27-20. Chandler regains the lead. They held a slim advantage at halftime. Hamilton came out on the first drive of the second half and took the lead, and that's been the score ever since until the Wolves able to punch it in on this drive. It was all as a result of a 92-yard gain almost by Taj DeCarrier, the senior receiver.
wonder if anybody expected anything different out of this, right?
Oh.
This is a Chandler versus Hamilton game, and it's like two heavyweights going back and forth, and you just wait to see who spits it out at the end here.
Kick is away.
It's a line
Jordan
drive.
muffs it, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, that's a risky take. That's those heavy squibs, you know. You almost caught a few of those line drives, but those are hard to catch. He's coming in about 60 miles an hour.
I know, right?
Like a helicopter.
And you know that there's people racing after you to tackle you, not to mention that ball is coming at you awkwardly. It's not easy for anyone.
I can't imagine. Although I did do the wedge in the NFL. That was like a scene
gosh.
out of Braveheart or something. But when you see those guys coming downfield, but I never had to catch the ball. So.
That does not look like fun.
And I'm a big man, and that was a frightening experience. Yeah, but those are big men, too, and they're closing fast.
1st and 10, Hamilton from their own 20. They're going to stick with the run game. It's Rashad Williams, and Williams another great run on first down.
Nice downfield block there at the end by 63, offensive lineman for Hamilton. Yeah, I like to watch that. I do point those out from time to time.
Please do. Please
good
do.
Finish for those of you at home that enjoy watching offensive line play. There's been some good stuff here tonight. Just good physical play, guys finishing to the whistle, and I like to see that.
Back to throw is Lockhart, flushed out of the pocket, gets a block for extra time, had a man open, that was Chance Brewington, but underthrows him, and it brings up 3rd down.
Travis Lockhart has had a difficult time tonight, and he's got a hard time getting the ball, enough mustard on the ball when he can't set his feet. In that case, there's some pressure coming up as usual. Chandler's putting good pressure on him on the pass plays. That's why they're moving the pocket. You don't see you're not seeing Hamilton stand in the pocket very much to throw the ball. That's how much they respect this Chandler defense rush.
3rd and 1. Got to get a fresh set of downs if you're the Huskies. They hand it off to Williams, and he gets through and trips. He might have had more if he didn't get tripped up there, but enough for a first down to the 40-yard line, a gain of 11 on 3rd and 1.
It's a good feeling when you can count on your line and your running back to get that tough yard, especially against a really talented defensive front like that of Chandler. Now they're going to get up there and do it again.
Yep, I formation.
Yeah, they're going to hammer him, but
yeah, they got to credit him with about a 1-yard gain there on first down as Williams. Man, and Williams, if he doesn't get tripped up right there, that's a huge gain.
Yeah, that might have been 6 points.
But he did his job, which was to get a fresh set of downs. So now it's 2nd and 8 from their own 41 is Hamilton. 5:42 left in this game. 7-point advantage for the Wolves. Play action for Lockhart. Look to air it out at first. Pressure. Gets it out to Pitts. A nice little check down right there for Lockhart to get the ball moving forward.
You know, even with a strong play fake there, I mean, Chandler's in the backfield right up on Travis Lockhart before he can even set his feet, you know. But big play there for getting the ball off.
So now it's 3rd and 2 off the 6-yard gain on the pass to Pitts.
Well, there's no mistake here. They do need to score a touchdown. That's
and with 5 minutes left, it might have to be on this drive.
Well, the way they're doing it by running the ball, it's absolutely they're going to drain the clock themselves here offensively. So
Williams nowhere to go. He's taken down for a loss, and a 4th down upcoming for Hamilton with 4:40 left.
Well, they're going to have to kick the ball here. I think this should be.
This is a big decision.
It is,
around midfield, but still on your end of the field.
Yeah, he's going to have to punt this and just hope that they can stuff their defense can come up. Their defense has been playing good. But, right now, I mean, that Chandler defensive line just took the game over right there and changed the line of scrimmage. There was really nowhere Williams could run.
And Coach Steve Bellis is going to call a timeout before the ball is snapped. And they only have 1 timeout left. So that could come back to bite them, that they had to burn one right there with 4:08 left in this game.
Chandler's defensive players on the field, these guys can taste it. They're only 4 minutes away from winning this game. And the momentum is definitely in their favor right now.
So now if you're the Chandler Wolves, you move the chains and you win this game.
Exactly. Well, assuming they get the ball and the ball back, and you never know, man. I'm not going to.
That's true. There's a 4th and 5 here. They were going to punt.
I think they're going to still. I think they'll probably have to punt here, but let's face it. I mean, the protection has not been that good this tonight here for Hamilton, and they're a little long to be running the football here on the 4th down. So, but they come out their offense anyway, and I think they're going to try to do a hard count here.
Fans on their feet. Lockhart goes into the shotgun. They snap it. They're going for it. Lockhart airs it out, and it's knocked away. Had Kyler Burke downfield, but a big-time play by the Wolves defense. That's number 40, Parker Henley, coming in to strip the ball away at the last second, and a turnover on downs.
Gosh, it's a shame. That ball was it was a little lagging, but Kyler Burke, I'm sure he's going to watch that. He's going to wish he had just went up and got aggressive and went after that ball. I think he definitely should have come down with that one.
A little bit underthrown.
But that was a smart play call at the end of the day. I mean, look, these guys don't just do things arbitrarily. Steve Bellis, a very good offensive coach, and he saw something in that Chandler defense, and they tried to exploit it, and now it just boils down to execution. But it was almost there for him.
So 1st and 10, Wolves from the Hamilton 44. They hand it off to Reed Campos on 1st down, and he gets a gain of about 4 on 1st down. We're under 4 minutes left in this game.
So Hamilton only has 1 timeout left.
Yeah, and they burned one just before that 4th down conversion. They burned one earlier in the 3rd quarter.
If Chandler converts here on the 1st down, it's not looking good for Hamilton. But again, we're not counting anybody out here. This is a Hamilton-Chandler game, so he gets wrapped up and taken down. So good play there. But
that's Micah Reed Campos on 2nd down. A 3rd down upcoming for Chandler.
Well, this is where.
3rd and 5 with 3:18 left.
I think Hamilton just really has to kind of stick with man coverage on this one. They can't get beat under the middle for the soft yards on the passing routes here. So
3rd and 5, 3 minutes left.
But if you're Sean Aguano and you're not really interested in kicking a field goal, and you look at this as a 4-down opportunity, they may run the football here.
They do hand it off. It's TJ Green, and he's going to be down maybe a yard short of the 1st down. Well, it's going to be 4th and inches.
4th and inches, and they're coming for a measurement.
And this could be big for Hamilton if they can get a stop without burning a timeout. But they're going to measure it, and it's going to be close.
So if you're Chandler, you come up and you either get that. You've proven you can run the ball up the middle with a high degree of efficiency there, but do you do a bootleg or something? Because at the end of the day, they're going to have to jam the box. Well, they're looking about a half a yard, a good 1.5 feet short. It's going to be 4th down, and
there's 2:42 left, and this is gut check time.
So Hamilton's got to stack their beef in there in the middle and try to stop this penetration. But they do that. You rob Peter, you pay Paul, or you risk getting beat on the perimeter. So when you got Chandler's kind of offensive firepower, it's a good situation to be in here. I think if it's me, you got to bring the whole house here. You got to bring it off. You got to bring pressure off the edges too.
That's what Bruce Arians say: "No risk it, no biscuit."
Yep. You live by the sword and you die by the sword.
There.
And you got to fight. So we'll see what.
And I still think this is 2-down territory. So what Chandler does is after the measurement, they run the clock down to 2:16, and then they call a timeout themselves to figure out this next play. I think even if they get stuffed here.
Yeah, no, they're.
Is it 4th down? I thought that was.
No, it's 4th down. They adjust the play the scoreboard there.
So it's 4th down and 1.
4th and half of a yard or less. Nothing. You can take nothing for granted here. I think this will be a determined. The decision they make here will be an interesting one. I think they're probably. I mean, you run up the middle. I mean, they've been able to get the yards they wanted, but they have been stuffed too. So
yes.
What happens is, I think if Hamilton goes all in to stop that inside run,
you bootleg it to the outside.
Yeah, they could get hurt pretty bad on that. But this is for the game at the end of the day this year. This is the biggest play of the game.
Everyone that is in this stadium is standing. Tension is high. 2:16 left. 4th and 1 for the Wolves.
Here they go with
they snap it.
Zone read.
They hand it off. And a first down for Chase Lucas and more. Fresh set of downs for the Wolves. You give it to your talented senior to have him make a play on a big moment in this game, and he converts.
Well, they didn't try to jam up the middle. They did an option read there, and that's how you spread that defense out and get the yards you need. That was a great play, great call by Chandler. And with one timeout left, the pressure's really on them now at this point.
So it's 1st and 10 Wolves.
Yep, they're
at the Hamilton 26, and they're just going to drain this clock out.
They're going to drain it out, and now we got a delay of game, so they're just trying to really suck down the clock as much as possible.
Yeah, and the Hamilton only having one timeout left, they've got to be conservative with it. At what point do you call it, though? That's the question.
Well, you got to do it early. I would expect them to call a timeout here after this play.
Yeah, after this play sounds about right.
Or, I don't know. You kind of.
And there's the handoff. Byarm is there for the stop, and a flag comes down at the end of that play.
Now, I didn't see what happened there, but
it looks like maybe an extra hit at the end of the play.
Didn't look like anything too aggressive there.
There was no gain on the run. A dead ball personal foul on Hamilton with 1:37 left.
Yeah,
he's been tossed from the game.
Really?
Is that what I just saw? That he's been tossed from the game?
Well,
Emmanuel Byarm, the junior defensive end, has been thrown out of this game. Steve Bellis wants an explanation. But less than ideal timing for something like that at this point in this pivotal game.
I didn't see what happened there, but, it's obviously to kind of, for the official to throw him out of the game, obviously there's something significant took place. So the frustration is obviously set in here for Hamilton.
Yeah, helicopter circling the place.
It's like a 3-ring circus, man. They they pulled out all the stops for this one.
They sure did, didn't they?
It's a big deal here in the Chandler community.
1:22 left. 1st and 10 Wolves from the Hamilton 16. Just one timeout left for Hamilton. Moran is going to hand it off to Lucas, and he's stopped.
Hamilton will probably call their final timeout here, which they do.
And they do. 1:07 left when the timeout is called. 27-20 is the score with 1:07 left.
But it's pretty much over here. If for some reason it goes to four downs and they turn the ball over, there may not be enough time for Hamilton to get much more than one playoff anyway, but we'll see how the clock plays out. But keep in mind, though, Jared, now this is not the last, necessarily the last meeting for these two teams this season. This is this could be a preview for what we see in the state finals as we did last year. Two very good football teams.
No question, and there's a very good chance that they will meet again at some point in the playoffs. The question is, with this Hamilton loss, how far do they drop in the power rankings? Do they stay around the 2, or with Mountain Point expected to finish the season undefeated tonight? Haven't seen the score of that game. Will they drop below Mountain Point to a 3? Moran is going to keep it himself, dives forward, gets the first down, and that should do it. With no timeouts left, the Wolves will be able to put this one to bed and make it 5 out of their last 6 against the Hamilton Huskies.
Congratulations to Sean Aguano and the Chandler Wolves. That was a big, big win for these guys. And every game, they've been tested. They had the one loss to Bishop Gorman, and obviously the number. I think they're ranked in the top. I think they might be the number 1 ranked team, arguably in the country. And obviously they recruit the best players in the country. But that's a big testament to Sean Aguano. I mean, these guys are hardened by tough battles, and
Moran takes a knee.
And they're looking good as they head into the playoffs.
They're going to need to do it one more time. Nope, that's going to do it. Final score, 27-20. The Chandler Wolves knock off the Hamilton Huskies for the 5th time in 6 tries. And the Chandler Wolves expect now to lock up that number 1 seed in Division I. Scott, a pleasure. Good stuff out there. Your final takeaway from this game before we head to the playoffs?
No, I thought that was an outstanding game by both teams. There's a few things here or there could have changed the outcome, but at the end of the day, they both made a lot of mistakes. But they did. Chandler did what they had to do to win the football game, and that was a really exciting game, as they all are with these two really good football teams and great programs. Again, just a testament to the Chandler Unified School District, their effort for making sports a major priority, which I think is unfortunately not always the case in some of our communities, but Chandler as a community as a whole, I think everybody here is really happy and proud of what their programs have produced. So a lot of fun, Jared. Thank you.
Absolutely. So the final score, once again, 27-20. The Chandler Wolves knock off the Hamilton Huskies. Both teams finish 9-1 on the season, and the Division I playoff brackets will be released tomorrow morning. So we'll see where, when, or if these two teams will meet up again en route to a state champion. Again, that's Scott Peters. I'm Jared Cohen, signing off from Chandler High School, 27-20, the final, streaming live on sports360az.com.